people, and we're going to work. Special teams, defense, offense, let's go.
This is the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week. It's the last weekend of October, and to these high school football players, that means one thing: the big game, the battle between Ramapo and Wayne Hills. And the atmosphere always electric at Wayne Hills High School here in Wayne, New Jersey, site of this big rivalry game between the two North Bergen schools. Hello again, everyone. I'm Lou Brogno. Glad you could join us for what should be an outstanding high school football game. And it seems like year in and year out, Wayne Hills and Ramapo are not only vying for conference honors, but statewide honors as well. Alongside on the call of the game is Jimmy Cavallo. And Jim, simply put, this is the big game for both of these schools.
Yeah, in the game of the week, we see a lot of great rivalries, and this one has all the elements of a great rivalry. First and foremost, the schools are close together, only about 4 miles. The players, the programs know each other inside and out. And then it's the pot of gold theory. Lou, both these teams know they have to go through one another to be a state champ. And you'd have to go back 10 years where one of these two teams was not in the state final. They set the bar high here at these two schools.
Well, Ramapo comes into this game unbeaten on the season, largely because of the outstanding play of their prolific offense, which strikes great balance. On the ground, they can get at you with their senior running back, Luca Ragone, and through the air, they look to big game receiver, junior Chris Hogan.
Yeah, we know the big play offense is there, but you know what sets up the big plays? It's the ground game with the senior baby bull, John Luca Ragone. He could run the power game, or he could turn the corner with the speed. And you know when the defense comes up and pinches inside looking for the run, that's when they go up top. The senior QB, A.J. Passari, nearly 1,000 yards passing. There's his favorite target, Chris Hogan. Chris Hogan has 8 touchdowns in the first 7 games receiving. That's pretty good for a high school receiver.
Well, the Wayne Hills offense can come at you in a couple of different directions as well. They're led by their senior quarterback, Nick Wurzel, and on the ground, the running attack by Pete DeSico.
They are really comfortable with the play of their quarterback in his senior year, Nick Wurzel. You know what? He lost to Ramapo twice as a junior, so it's go time for the 6'5", 230-pound senior, and he's doing an outstanding job this year. And when they're not taking it through the air, you know Wayne Hills, you know their head coach, they want to play power football. They got 3 running backs with nearly 500 yards. Here's Pete DeSico. He can run with power. Look at the average of Pete DeSico, 8.5 yards a carry. That can control the football.
Well, you can feel the intensity in the air. Certainly we can hear it from the stands. I'm ready. Are you?
Oh, outstanding. The fire department is here. MSG, the Snapple Game of the Week. Doesn't get any better, man.
All right, opening kickoff just moments away. Intense, you bet. Let's listen to Ramapo coach Drew Gibbs as he fires up his troops prior to the last 2 meetings.
You've got 4 quarters of football. Don't let one play slip away, fellas. Don't let one opportunity slip away. You're as well prepared as a football team can be. You're as well prepared as players can be. Right? Now go out and let it happen. If we've got every guy in this room working hard together, they can't stop us. Okay? They can't touch us. You're exactly where you want to be. You're exactly where you dreamed of being your whole life, and now you got a great opportunity in front of you. Go out and take it and enjoy every second of the game. Man, let's bring it up here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Snapple High School Game of the Week. I'm Eamon Mcenaney, and the Ramapo football team is actually looking for its 2nd celebration on enemy turf this week. On Wednesday, junior fullback Rich Infusino turned 17. For his birthday party, his parents rented out a movie theater so the entire Green Raider squad could check out the movie Friday Night Lights. And Jimmy and Lou, that theater wasn't in Wyckoff or Franklin Lakes, but the entire Green Raider team took over a theater right here in Wayne.
All right, Eamon, and we are ready to go. Opening kickoff just seconds away. Wayne Hills will kick off left to right on your screen as they've won the toss but deferred, and we'll kick it off with Nick Wurzel teeing it up at the 40-yard line. Back deep for Ramapo. It's Gallagher and Munier. And it comes to Gallagher, he's at the 10, and he's banged down across the 20-yard line. So Ramapo will put it in play there. The Green Raiders undefeated on the season at 7-0. And there is their outstanding quarterback, A.J. Passari. And the rest of the Ramapo offense, including Ragone, the tailback, Bronander and Hogan, the wide receivers. Also James Leach, Troy Helian starts at tight end. An outstanding offensive line, Borelli, Camarado, Lembo, Culinary, and Crow.
Great 1-2 punch of Passari and John Luca. We're going Passari, 65% passer, loves to work out of the shotgun.
Quick receivers to the right, they run it up the middle, across the 30-yard line, and huge gain on first down for Ramapo as they pick up good yardage. Luca Ragone carries the football. Here's the Wayne Hills defense, a 4-4-3. GM Papa and Ogden, the defensive ends, Lauren and Petracco, the defensive tackles. The linebackers, DeSico, Simon, Duman, and Ray Van Venen. And the secondary, Totolo, Romeo, and Kyle Kavanaugh, the safety. 1st and 10, Ramapo. At their own 32-yard line, Passari back to throw. He flips it out, cleared by Ragone, gets up the sidelines, takes on 2 tacklers, and gets across the 40-yard line.
Of course, Passari took over for the great Charlie Granatel. They loved to work Charlie out of the shotgun, so they kept it up for Passari and watched the quick out. But here's the importance. Watch Super John Luca right there. Turn up the corner, pick up good yardage.
Luca Ragone, 683 yards on the season, 12 touchdowns. Last year, over 1,400 yards and 17 scores.
Yeah, all-purpose guy, 11 yards on the first carry of the game and then 8 yards on the first pass.
Passari keeps it himself and breaks into the Wayne Hill secondary. A.J. Passari's across the 50-yard line, and that's close to that is another Ramapo first down.
Lou, you never have to worry in this football game about teams coming in not emotionally ready to go. They know what this game means. And you see Passari out of the shotgun with a design keeper right there. And not only will they move the chains, but they're into Wayne Hill's territory.
Picking up huge chunks of yardage, 11 yards, 8 yards, 11 yards on the last 3 plays. 1st and 10, Passari floats it out. That's good defensive play by Kyle Kavanaugh. The safety, he read it all the way and drops Ragone for a loss.
And Kavanaugh, the most physical, dominating hitter on the team at the safety position. This is what Kyle Kavanaugh football is all about, the 6'3 senior. Great read by the safety. You see the pressure on the QB, and Kyle with the closing speed, textbook tackle, and a 4-yard loss on the game, puts it in about 2nd and about 15.
They move the ball back to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, even more, Lou, maybe about 17 yards now. A loss of 7 on that play.
Twin receivers go to the right side, and Passari in the shotgun. Takes the handoff to Ragone and tries to keep it himself, but this time the Wayne Hills defense not fooled on the play. Dave Lauren was the first man there for the Patriots.
Yeah, Lauren and company. Lauren, another senior, 280-pounder. So Wayne Hill settling down with the defense as Drew Gibbs in his 4th year talks to his senior QB. QB takes over a team where they always have expectations here. They come into defending Group 3 state champs.
Sorry, coming back from an early season thumb injury as we take a look at Drew Gibbs in his 4th season. 40-3 is his record. 2 state titles, 2 conference titles as well. Passari play action, trying to set up a screen, flips it out to Ragone, breaks a tackle up the sidelines, makes a great move, gets across the 45, and picks up good yardage. Excellent play by Ragone, who looked like he might be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's a 15-yard pickup.
And this is why schools like University of Connecticut, Rutgers, to name a few, looking at John Luca Ragone. Watch this play. Looks like it's going nowhere. Justin Dubin looks like he's got the screen stopped at number 50. But John Luca runs through the first tackle. And then watch him navigate his way through. And then throw on the power at the end of the run. And brings him into a manageable situation. 4th down and a long one. The ball sits at the 40-yard line. And the Green Raiders are going aggressive. They're going for it.
James Leach goes wide to the right. Hogan goes wide left. Ragone, a single setback behind Passari, who comes up under center. Now, whistle, and looks like we might have a timeout taken by Wayne Hills. So the Patriots want to talk it over defensively.
Chris Olson there in his 17th year at the helm of the Wayne Hills Patriots. Disappointed last year, 2 defeats at the hands of Ramapo. They were both handled pretty well, but of course, the year before 2002, a perfect season at 12-0. And what a rock this guy is, man. Just an outstanding presence as a head coach. That's his 10-year-old son, Kevin. And Chris Olson is Wayne Hills Patriots football, has his club at 6-1, and really a rock-solid club all around.
Chris Olson, 9 NBIL crowns. And there's Ramapo's Drew Gibbs. You know, I mentioned that record, Jim, 40-3. I mean, that is mind-boggling in 4 seasons of football.
Has come in, taken over for the legendary Mike Mielo, and man, this team has not missed a beat. Champions in 2001 in his first year, and champions a year ago in 2003. This guy is so focused and so into it, and it just bleeds off to his team. And this is a team, don't forget, lost 19 starters from a state championship team. 19 starters, and Drew Gibbs has this team at a perfect 7-0.
He also lost 6 assistant coaches in the offseason, so basically had to revamp his entire staff, and this program has not missed a beat.
And well, we mentioned Ramapo football and Drew taking over for legendary Mike Mielo, and of course, it was on this field in 2000, the final game of Mike Mielo's tenure, and Ramapo would celebrate once again. He wins the game 14-7. He lost his first game on this field in 1978, 14-7, and he goes out a winner. The emotion, meeting Coach Olson there, the great Mike Mielo, who's now part of the fine team of football personnel at Rutgers University with Greg Schiano.
So it will be 4th down and about 2. Ramapo will go for it with 8:27 remaining here in the first. The Green Raiders on their initial drive of the game. And breaking into the secondary is the fullback, Angelo Riccardi, and he's inside the 10-yard line. A 33-yard run for the senior fullback.
And we talk about Drew Gibbs in coaching a moment ago. Well, you're thinking 4th and 1, you're thinking John Luca Ragone, but where do they go? They go to the big back inside the fullback. Angelo Riccardi, the super senior, 195 pounds of fury. Great play selection here. First back through was Angelo. Look at Wayne Hills. They were thinking about the second back. And Riccardi only being caught from behind by Joe Giampapa has Ramapo in business deep in the red zone.
It is 1st and goal just inside the 10. Ragone gets the handoff, takes it up the gut, and picks up maybe 2 yards on the play.
And nice play by Joe Giampapa, number 1 for Wayne Hills. Good speed off the edge there to take down John Luca from behind. And Giampapa, a senior, on this defense. Outstanding, came into the game with 50 tackles, 10 of them for a loss in their first 7 games. So that's a guy who can make big plays on defense as well.
2nd down and goal from the 8-yard line. Twin receivers right side. Asari keeps it himself, and not much. Might have picked up a yard. That play worked earlier in this drive, but it seems that Wayne Hills has that play diagnosed now.
It's Joe G once again. Yeah, talked to Chris Olson about number 1 in your Wayne Hills program. He says, this kid's physical. Look at him just brush off the first blocker, get penetration, and stops that play cold. Joe Giampapa accepted the blocker right there and just tossed him aside to come up with that play. And now it's getting interesting for Ramapo. 3rd down and goal. They have gone nowhere against Chris Olson's defense on the first 2 plays.
We are under 7 minutes, 6:40 counting down here. The first, Asari looking to throw, going end zone, and it's knocked away. Looking for Chris Hogan. Fine defensive play by Nick Romeo.
Oh, Romeo with outstanding closing speed. You know they're going to look to Kavanaugh for a strike. The guy's got 8 touchdowns coming in. But watch slick Nick Romeo, the 180-pound junior. This ball's got a little too much air on it, and Nick plays the ball. Don't play the man, play the ball. And it pays dividends for Nick Romeo right there. And the field goal unit will have to come out for the Green Raiders.
It'll be a 27-yard field goal attempt for Bobby Heilman, who has 3 field goals on the year. His kick is up, and it is good. Drilled through the uprights. A 27-yard field goal for Heilman, and that caps the long drive. With 6:34 remaining, it is 3-0 Ramapo.
You talk about this game. Last 31 meetings between these two teams, 16-15. Ramapo, man, they have just slugged it out through the years. We turn back the clock to 1996. It's the sophomore, Greg Toll for Ramapo. Oh, yeah, Toll 30 yards into the end zone. Ramapo wins this one, 20-19. How about 97? There's the junior southpaw, Chris Sims to Robbie Milanese. Ramapo wins this one, 56-21. How about 98 we go? It's time for Wayne Hills to break through the year. It was 1998. The Spice Rack. A.J. Spicer into the house. Wayne Hills wins this one, 21-9. Now the year 2000, it's the coach's son, Christian Olsen to Billy Monin. Wayne Hills wins this one, 27-24. We turn it up now to the second part of 2000. Yeah, Wayne Hills won in season, but in the state final, off the bench comes touchdown. Tommy Groves to Jeff Miller. The backup QB takes it. They win it for Mike Miello, 14-7. How about now 2001? Back come the Green Raiders. Josh Walkowitz, 72 yards on this one. Walkowitz just a dominating presence. You see the final score, 31-21 Ramapo. And then in the state title game, we saw Josh Walkowitz early season. We see him late. Ramapo wins it 14-10 in the state final game in 2001. Now we go to 2002. Chaz Lynn, look at the clock. 4, 3, 2, 1 in the first half. Chaz Lynn outruns the clock, 77 yards. Wayne Hills wins it 23-12. Same year. Can Wayne Hills win their first state title? Yes, sir. Brendan Monahan to Dallas Lynch. Wayne Hills, a perfect season, wins it 19-0. And then just a year ago, we seen him tonight, we see him a year ago. John Luca Ragone, 14 yards into the house. Ramapo owns Wayne Hills in the year 2003. And now it's 2004 for Drew Gibbs and company.
Take a break, buddy.
What a series, man, year in and year out.
Ramapo scoring drive, 10 plays, 69 yards. Heilman caps it with a 27-yard field goal, and he will kick it off here. Toby DiTolo is back deep, and Ray Van Penen also for the Patriots. They stand at the 5-yard line. So Heilman boots a line drive kick. That is taken by Van Penen at the 5. Up the middle, breaks the tackle, still on his feet. And the Patriots will have very good field position as they get across the 30-yard line. Wayne Hills offensively, 266 points this year, the most in the NBIL. And they are led by their outstanding senior quarterback, Nick Wurzel. 6'5", 220. There's the rest of the offense. Pasico and Gian Papa are the running backs. Romeo and Kavanaugh are the wide receivers. John Ein is the tight end. The offensive line, Stone, Lurin, Rustin, Altanji, and Asner. And Wurzel looks to throw, flips it out, wide open! It's Gian Papa. He's down the sidelines at the 30. Got down at the 20-yard line. A big play for the Patriots, 52 yards.
Look at Joe, no rest for the weary. From defense to offense, outstanding play selection here by Wayne Hills as they catch the Ramapo defense pinching. And watch it once again. Wurzel, great touch on the pass, little play action, rolls to his right and puts it on the money. And from here, G and Papa just have to turn and burn. Good speed on the chase to take him down by Ramapo to prevent the touchdown by Mark Sangiori.
1st and 10, Wayne Hills. From the 18-yard line, they hand it off, and not much there. That time, running back ran into his own man. Here's a look at the Ramapo defense up front. 4-man front, Hillian, Culinary, Van Alstyne, and Riccardi. Donlin, Kleiner, and Pearson, the linebackers. And the secondary, Hogan, San Giorgi, Bronander, and Will Smith. Second down, and about 13. All kinds of movement with the Wayne Hills offense. Rozo back to throw, now steps up, flips it, here it is, touchdown, Wayne Hills! What a catch by Kavanaugh!
What an outstanding connection, as you mentioned. And you got to be impressed with the QB. Watch him fake the pitch, tuck the ball on his hip, and Wurzel delivers an absolute strike. And Kavanaugh extends the one arm, plays it up in the air. Great concentration. And Kyle Kavanaugh hauls it in. Great looking play there. Wurzel to Kavanaugh.
What a job by the offensive line. Stone, Lurin, Rustin, Altanji, and Asner. They gave Wurzel a tremendous amount of time to throw there. If he will attempt the extra point, his kick is up. It is good. Would have been good from about 30. 5:15 remaining in the first. A lot of action so far. Wayne Hills up by the score of 7-3.
Well, Kavanaugh had 2 touchdown receptions coming in, but once again, it's the QB that makes the play. And a little ball fake, looked like Chad Pennington, but look at Kavanaugh. Throws the right arm up, gets the tip on it, and just stays with it into the end zone. And Wayne Hills with a great response to the field goal by Ramapo in this game. Took him only 3 plays, the 2 big pass plays to Giampapa and now to Kavanaugh. And just like that, they have a lead in this ball game. Great looking play right there by the Patriots offense.
Now this Patriot offense has been able to put up a lot of points this year. We mentioned they lead the North Bergen Interscholastic League in offensive scoring. And you can see why they have Chris Olson in his 26th year overall, his 18th year at Wayne Hills in another big Wayne Hills Ramapo game. That kick sails out of bounds and the flags are thrown. So let's see what Ramapo chooses to do here. They can make Wayne Hills free kick or take it to the 35-yard line. And it appears that they will take it at the 35.
So the Wayne Hills defense really gave the offense a lift there because it really looked like Ramapo was going to punch the ball in after the big 4th down play. Drew Gibbs' club inside the 10, 1st and goal, but they're held to 3. And out comes the Wayne Hills offense. And Chris Olson's club executing beautifully behind the senior QB. And Nick Wurzel, no victories against Ramapo, so this is a big one for him.
A.J. Passari under center. Bronander on a reverse. It's a reverse pass. Hogan throwing, and it's caught. Oh! What a catch and an adjustment by James Leach.
I mean, Leach, he puts on the brakes in a hurry and just sees it, but loading up. You're right on the throw. Check it out once again. They fake the draw inside with a reverse, and then the southpaw just gives it everything he has. Oh man, look at Leach slipping down, recovering.
How did he keep his concentration?
Well, just an amazing play as Hogan, the lefty, just lets it go.
We are seeing everything in this first quarter. And movement on the line. Penalty flags are thrown. There's a look at Chris Hogan, the outstanding receiver, and apparently he can throw the football as well.
Yeah, Hogan just a great presence for his team. 8 touchdowns as a wide receiver. Just a dynamic player, great hands, just a real football player. And you saw right there another dimension to his game. He can throw it too.
It'll be 1st and 5, offside penalty against the Wayne Hills Patriots.
Last southpaw like that I saw throwing for the Green Raiders is playing quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now.
That's right. Sorry, looks to throw, he wings it out, and this one will be incomplete. Intended for Hogan, coverage by Nick Romeo. It'll bring up 2nd and 5.
And one thing you know, As a defender for Wayne Hills tonight, you have to be on your game in the coverage scheme because Ramapo can really catch the football. All these receivers can catch the ball for the Green Raiders.
Ramapo last week defeated Egg Harbor 27-12. That's a team all the way down by Cape May in southern New Jersey, a football power in South Jersey. So another big win for the Green Raiders. Ramapo striking the balance that we talked about earlier. 12 plays, 6 runs, 6 passes, and another penalty flag thrown.
Dead ball, false start.
This one goes against Ramapo, so that will back up the Green Raiders. It'll be 2nd and 10. Let's look at it on the offensive line.
Yeah, going to be your left guard. See right side of your screen there. Jump to count.
Trip receivers come to the left side. Sorry, little shotgun. Looks to throw. He flips it to Hogan on a crossing pattern. He runs into one defender, knocks him down, and then picks up decent yardage as he gets down near the 25-yard line.
Yeah, just a little quick inside slant here by Hogan. And you see him, middle of the screen, little stop and go move. So sorry, gets it there to him, then he kind of runs into the cavalry in the traffic, but picks up some positive yardage, puts him at 3rd down and about 3.
So the Green Raiders trying to keep this drive alive as we take a look at the G. Hogan on the sideline. Brogno gets the handoff. Tries to power his way towards the 1st down, but he's going to be short. Wayne Hills does a fine job defensively up front.
Yeah, you got to know, though, with a back like John Luca Ragone on 3rd down and 3 from inside the 30, you're in 2-down territory. So even though they'll come up a little short here, we've already seen Ramapo go for 1 4th down, so the offense will stay on the field here. So you'll have to do it to them again if you're the Wayne Hills defense.
It'll be 4th and about 2. Bernander goes wide to the right. 2 setbacks behind Casari. And whistles blow. I don't see a flag, but it looks like a timeout. Again, timeout taken by Ramapo. So Ramapo calls timeout on the 4th down and 2 play as they came up to the line of scrimmage. Drew Gibbs talks to his offense. He was a long-time offensive coordinator with Ramapo before taking the head coaching reins. This team has had only 2 close games this year, Jim. They defeated Demarest 21-14 and Pascack Valley 19-14. And the rest of the time, it's been fairly easy.
Yeah, well, Demarest and their head coach Scott Rubinetti, an outstanding program. Usually, Lou, we come into this ball game and both these teams are undefeated. Not the case, as the Wayne Hills Patriots come in at 6-1. Now 1 lost to those Demarest boys. Yes, here's a flashback a few weeks ago, October 1st. Tied at 10 in the 4th quarter. Don't look now. Wurzel, interception to Richie Goulad. Goulad and Demarest go 70 yards the other way. This with 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. That was enough. Demarest wins this game 16-10 and gives Wayne Hills their only loss of the year.
Here's the handoff off tackle, and Ragone did not get there. I don't believe he got there. They probably will measure. And it looks like he got a good spot here, so maybe he did get it. My first initial thought was he didn't make it as he was pushed back, but that's a pretty good spot, and he may have gotten it.
Yeah, they're going to check it out now. All going to come down to the stretch of that chain. It is real close, Lou.
Officials bring the chain gang out, and they'll stretch it out. And by about a half the length of the football. 5th 1st down for Ramapo in this 1st quarter. The the 21-yard line. 2:45 remaining in the first. Wayne Hills has a 7-3 lead.
So the drive is alive now for the Green Raiders of Ramapo. And the ball sits just outside the 20-yard line, so AJ and company in business.
With trip receivers to the left. And sorry, looking that way, in trouble now, trying to get away from the pressure, and he will be out of bounds. Picks up a couple of yards, got positive yardage out of what looked to be a disaster.
Great poise that time by the junior QB, AJ Passari. Watch him once again. This guy's never lost a high school football game, 7-0 on the year. His first year at the helm, feels the pressure, flushed out of the pocket, and uses the wheels to turn it upfield. He'll pick up only 1 yard in the play, but avoids the big sack. That would have been about an 8-yard loss.
Jim, you mentioned he was unbeaten as a freshman, as a sophomore, and now as a varsity quarterback. That's some record. Trip receivers go to the left, and Passari looks to throw. He steps up, delivers. Hogan the catch. Will absolutely smash. He got a sandwich that time. Romeo, one tackler. Kavanaugh might have been the other.
Yeah, it was Kavanaugh and Romeo, 9 and 19. And watch the crossing routes. They go underneath here. Passari delivers it to Kavanaugh on the run. Just when Kavanaugh says, let me turn it up. Oh, yeah, hello. And watch the route once again. This is one of Kavanaugh's favorite routes. Good speed here by the secondary Wayne Hills. To the ball, run to the football, gentlemen. That's just what they did.
Third down and about 5. Again, trip receivers to the left. And a whistle and penalty flags are thrown. See the number of penalties on the line here in this first quarter.
Dead ball. False start.
And
on
it's
the
a legal
offense.
procedure against Ramapo. It's going to back them up 5. Well, that changes the play significantly. Now instead of 3rd and 5, Jim, you're looking at 3rd and 10.
Yeah, so Drew Gibbs now going to the playbook. And he's comfortable with his junior throwing the football. And we'll watch the penalty once again. And you see a little miscommunication between the center and the rest of his line. Everybody was going on one. Looked like the center thought it was on 2.
So never got the ball in that exchange. Straight back to throw, setting up the screen, incomplete. Wayne Hills was coming hard. Pete DeSico, like he was shot out of a cannon, and that forced Passari to throw the ball sooner than he wanted.
Absolutely. You know, it's a design screen, so they want the pursuit to come in, but DeSico gets there just absolutely too quick, Lou. So they don't even have a chance to set up the screen. DeSico finds an alley, comes blazing in. Passari's got to let it go before he wants, and it's a little too low for John Luca to handle. And that play, not too much promise. Lots of maroon jerseys around the football.
Well, Bobby Heilman 4 for 4 on the season in field goals, and this will be a 37-yard attempt. And this one is not going to get there. So he misses his first attempt of the season, and with 14 seconds remaining in the first, Wayne Hill still has a 7-3 lead.
Yeah, Ramapo with about 5 or 6 times more plays than Wayne Hills in this game, but nothing to show for it. It's now 1 for 2 on field goals. That was a little deep for him right there. Tried to get into it a little too much and got under it. So as you said, Lou, now 4 for 5 on the season. So Wayne Hills, their offense has only been on the field in this first quarter for 3 plays. That's all it took for Chris Olson's crew to stick one in.
Patriots come up in the eye. Look at the plays. Ramapo with 19 to Wayne Hills 3. Patriots go off tackle and breaking tackles and picking up positive yardage. That's a pickup of about 5 yards or so. Pete DeSico carried the ball. And that is the end of the first quarter. So the first quarter of play comes to an end here at Wayne Hills High School. And our score after 1, Wayne Hills 7, Ramapo 3 on the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week. are we here? Back at Wayne Hills, where the Patriots lead it by the score of 7-3. And of course, you'll see highlights of this game and much more on Max Preps High School Weekly. Let's find out what Mike Quick has for us this week on the show.
Lou, how are you, buddy? Saw Jimmy's costume. Woohoo! Well, enough said. Hey, big week coming up on Max Preps High School Weekly. A huge game at Hillsborough High School between unbeaten Hillsborough and Phillipsburg. Out on Staten Island, an interesting PSAL get-together as Susan Wagner takes on the defending public school champs, Tottenville, who's red hot. Jimmy Munson's Pirates have won their last 4 football games. In Connecticut, Danbury taking on the surprise team in the Nutmeg State, Bridgeport Central. And what about the game between New Rochelle, our number 3 team, in North Rockland? It's for the Section 1 Class AA semifinals. They played earlier this year. North Rockland lost 35-7. We'll find out how they do. We'll find out the rest of this game where Lou, Jimmy, and Eamon are standing by, guys.
What a guy. To think I gave him a ride to the game tonight costume. All right. He's right, though. Big week. I mean, this is the time of year, Lou, where high school football games all kind of mean something. We talk about, New Rochelle and North Rockland this weekend, and this game here tonight. This is where you kind of find out who you are in the season. Are you a contender or a pretender?
Absolutely. Playoffs, of course, have started in New York, in Section 1, Section 9, and the countdown to the playoffs in full high gear here in New Jersey. Nick Wurzel, senior quarterback, great numbers coming in. Look at that time of possession. Ramapo, over 10 minutes, but Wayne Hills leads the game. And DeSico, another big run as he busts through and picks up good yardage.
Yeah, Wayne Hills will take it, right? They don't care about the time of possession as long as they win every quarter by 4 points, which they do. Watch Pistol Pete here, going at it once again. DeSico. Just another one of the power backs came in tonight with nearly 500 yards. They really spread around between DeTolo, DeSico, and Van Peenan. But DeSico doing an outstanding job. Pound for pound, the strongest Patriot on the team. Loves to be physical. Not the biggest guy, only 175 pounds, but he just flat out brings it.
1st and 10, and Wayne Hills takes the timeout as Wurzel looked over to the sidelines. So he calls the timeout on what would have been a 1st and 10 with 11:31 remaining in this second quarter.
And Chris Olson and company looking to rock and roll along. We mentioned what a big weekend it is in the Tri-State as the calendar about to turn to November. Hey, St. Joseph Montvale still on top of number 1, but the showdown is only a few days away against number 6 Bergen Catholic. You see Don Bosco, number 2. New Rochelle looking to rock and roll. Hackensack moving on up to number 4. Oh, Ridgewood lost to Hackensack last week, down to number 5. And then, of course, Middletown South at number 7. Richie Reichert, St. Anthony's Friars at number 8. We rounded out Piscataway, and hey, the Marauders of St. Peter's Prep moving on in at number 10.
Wayne Hills at 6-1 on the year. Their only loss was to Demarest, as you saw earlier, by the score of 16-10. But Demarest has interest in this game. Right now, Ramapo is 4-0 in the division. Wayne Hills and Demarest both 3-1. And DeSico gets outside. He's up the sidelines, across the 40. And another big play for the Wayne Hills offense.
Yeah, you get guys like Pete DeSico, who had a taste defeat twice to Ramapo as juniors. And Pete is now a senior, and this guy can just flat out play. Watch him bounce it outside, now uses the stiff arm, turns on the juice, and just starts eating up the yardage, delivers the blow, and Wayne Hills is in business. DeSico, what a vital part of this team is Pete DeSico. Offense, defense. A week ago against Mahwah, first play of the game, he goes 63 yards for a touchdown, set the entire tone as he's been doing tonight.
1st and 10 from the 34, and DeSico takes the handoff and spins across the 30-yard line. Picks up about 5 yards on that carry.
Yeah, DeSico, just, one of those guys, Lou, when you get the stats from the coach during the week, he's all over the stat page. He's on the stat page in offense. He's on the stat page in passing, receiving. He's on the stat page for tackles for a loss. I mean, this is a guy who's making the most of his senior year playing high school football, playing with a little sense of purpose tonight because it's Ramapo night.
Comes in with over 450 yards rushing on the season, 6 touchdowns. They take the handoff to him. Wurzel going down the sidelines to Giapapa, and he almost makes a magical catch at the goal line. Coverage by Mark Sangiorgi was pretty good.
And the coverage was good by Markey. And good concentration on the ball by both those guys, as Mark and Joe going up for it. Wurzel underthrows this one a little bit. He tries to just kind of finesse it in there. And you can see both guys making a play on the ball. So, good job all around. Defensively on the coverage, and a good attempt there by Giapapa to try and steal one.
3rd down and about 5.5. Wayne Hill's offense is only 8 plays, over 100 yards in total offense. Wurzel in trouble, and he will go down. This time, the Ramapo defense comes up big, and it was Shane Donlin, the outside linebacker, who got in to get the sack.
And this is what they want to do to the QB, the Ramapo defense. They want to get in the kitchen of the Wayne Hills quarterback and put some pressure on him. And do not let him sit back there and get comfortable. They will be ultra aggressive with their defense. And you saw some of the blitzing right there. Puts Wayne Hills in a 4th down situation. It looks like Coach Olson and his senior QB are thinking about going for it, which they will. Hey, you're just on a spot on the field, Lou. You got a 4th and a long 5. The ball's inside the 40. You can't go for a field goal. A punt might not yield you that much of a gain. So they will go for it.
Well, Wayne Hills wants to talk it over on this 4th down play, and they call for another timeout with 9:24 remaining here in this 2nd quarter, and the Patriots have a 7-3 lead. Well, we mentioned Ramapo 4-0 in the conference. Wayne Hills and Demorest both 3-1. If Wayne Hills wins this game, all 3 of those teams will have one loss, Jim. And there could be a 3-way tie pending Demorest's result this weekend for 1st place in the division.
Yeah, that's what they're hoping for. Could be some congestion there in Group 3. What a game we have here tonight, Lou. What a game we'll have next week for you. Don't look now, but our #1 team is coming your way. The Green Knights of SJR, St. Joseph Regional, and the Superback, Andrew Romans. He can do it all. They're taking on the Crusaders of Bergen Catholic. They can get it done too. Brad Hartung, all kinds of players in this game. But next week, it's Romans and SJR against Wilbur Jean-Pierre and the Crusaders of Bergen Catholic. And that is one for the regular season parochial state title. Bragging rights, the whole works. Next week, Sunday morning, right here on MSG.
Wurzel back to throw on 4th down and 5. Running away from pressure. Gets a good block. Lets it fly for the end zone. Cavanaugh makes the catch, but he is out of the end zone. Incomplete. Out of the end zone. What a throw by Wurzel. Oh, man.
Yeah,
he really unloaded.
Man, we'll never question his arm strength. But they just run out of real estate here. As once again, the pressure from Ramapo. You see Wurzel, he actually has some good time here. And you see him using the vision and just loads up here. And Cavanaugh, a step on the defender. But clearly out of the back of the end zone. And you can see, only need 1 foot in high school football, but Kyle Cavanaugh not even close to getting that one. So now Kyle will make his way onto the defense as the Ramapo offense is on the field.
On a 1st and 10, quarterback draw. Sorry, takes a shot. Picks up a couple. He was hit hard by Steve Pospischel. And Pospischel, great story, back from a knee injury, which he suffered earlier this year. Came back and had a key interception a couple of weeks ago against Old Japan.
Yeah, they like to call him Pops around here, and it's good to see him back on the field. These guys, you only got so much time as a high school football player, and to have an injury that takes you away from your boys It's got to feel great to be back out there running around having some fun.
Second down and about 7. When the receivers go to the left, Cardi the fullback in motion. Brogno gets the handoff and not much there. He powers his way, pushes the pile for about 3 yards. But you're looking at about 3rd down and about 3.5, 4.
Yeah, good congestion up front. You see Mo Petracco there, 250 pounds, a big Mo. You also got Dave Lurin, 280 pounds. So Wayne Hills, as usual, they got some big dogs up front. Definitely bigger than Ramapo this year. And we'll see if that size is a factor late in this game.
3rd down and 3 officially. Ball just across the 35-yard line. And there's movement on the left side. One of the wide receivers for Ramapo. Ragone picks up enough yardage for the 1st down, but this one is coming back. It'll be 5 yards against the Green Raiders.
Yeah, still an important play, though, for Ragone to go forward, Lou, because if they stop him dead, they'll decline the penalty. So now Wayne Hills will have to accept the penalty because he did get a 1st down. And it'll put him in a 3rd down and about 8 now from a 3rd and 3. So Drew Gibbs has seen a couple penalties here. Put him in 3rd and short to 3rd and long. You see the penalties. 3 for 15 yards from Ramapo, just 1. Coach Gibbs, you know, he'll clean that up in a hurry.
Well, moves the ball back to the 30-yard line and it brings up a 3rd down and 8.
So A.J. Passari now will look to throw the football. Of course, his brother Ryan Passari, great wide receiver at Ramapo at the University of Pennsylvania.
Passari looking to throw, rolling out right side, kind of slingshots it out, caught by Hogan, and that's enough for a 1st down. Penalty flag thrown at the tail end of the play.
That was just an outstanding throw. We'll see. This penalty did come in late, as you said, Lou.
Hogan takes his helmet off. He really took a shot.
Now we'll see where the penalty will go. Wayne Hills, the early reaction, see Hogan just trying to shake it off. What an athlete this guy is. I mean, there's nothing he can't do as an athlete. He can run, jump, got great hands.
Jim, this penalty is a chop block against Ramapo. Wow, what a costly penalty. That'll wipe out the 1st down and push the Raiders back.
It is a personal foul that'll go against Drew Gibbs.
So now 3rd down and 12.
Which negated a great little throw by Passari, rolling to his right. Kind of ducked under, and he, as you said, Lou, sidearmed it in there. Created the alley to throw it.
So receivers go to the left side this time. Sorry, lets it fly on the post. Hits the catch. He got behind the secondary. A big play for Ramapo. Nick Romeo on the coverage and the tackle, but it's a 35-yard pass play. Passari to Hogan.
Wow. I mean, Passari, first of all, has got to stand in there. He knows he's going to take a shot. Watch the junior QB. He's going to feel the pressure from the middle. Just lets it go. Watch the extension of Hogan's hands. Way out in front. Just goes and gets it. Hogan's got to turn on the jets here. He knows that football's ahead of him and uses the speed in the hands. What a play on 3rd down and 11 or 12 to pull that one off. Hogan, just a player with a capital P.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. In Wayne Hills territory, Ragone gets the handoff and again pushes the pile forward for about 3 or 4 yards. Luca Ragone, 4th all-time rushing leader in Ramapo history. Behind Greg Toll, Chris Scarpelli, Rob Miano.
And Hogan back on the field, so their number 1 weapon, so dangerous. There's this young man. And how many times you have a penalty, drive you back, you look like your drive is going nowhere, and you get athletes like this to get you out of it.
Second down and about 6. From the 36-yard line, Sorry flips it out. Brogno getting ahead of steam. With a great block on the corner. Up the sideline, still on his feet, dragging tacklers, and he's inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, he's all jacked up too, is he? You got a key block on the inside by Hogan. And you see the official just making sure Hogan's okay. But watch, the key to this play, Lou, is Brogno. Watch him. As he sees it into his hands, he's already turning the legs upfield. He's got the momentum going. Oh, just runs right through that tackle. And Hogan, watch Hogan. You ask your receivers to make big catches, and you ask them to block downfield right there. Outstanding block that he put on Kyle Cavanaugh, who's the best defender on Wayne Hill. So that was what sprung the whole play loose.
That is one tough wide receiver right there, Chris Hogan. Handoff goes off tackle.
You know, when colleges take a look at receivers, you know, sometimes they know there might be a byproduct of a system. Maybe they were playing against weak defenses. But when guys like Cavanaugh show you the intangibles that we've seen out of him in just the first half, the speed, Chris Hogan, I should say, Hogan with the speed and the hands, the athleticism, and then to throw in the blocking. I mean, he is the whole package at wide receiver.
Second down and 9. Inside the 15-yard line. 4:40 counting down. Second quarter. Wayne Hill 7, Ramapo 3. We'll go looking to turn the corner. This time he's not going to get there. Nick Romeo turned it in, and Kyle Cavanaugh came up to finish it off.
And that's what this defense wants to do, clock things up in the middle and let the speed they have at the corners shut down the outside. And watch the left side of this defense. Lots of blue jerseys just springing it out, but Nick Romeo had Gianluca Ragone in his sights from the word go on that play.
It is third down and about 11. They lost yardage on the play. Passari is in the shotgun. Looks to throw. Looking left, and he fires. Hogan the catch. Inside the 5. Dives in. Touchdown, Ramapo. You got to be impressed with the junior wide receiver, Chris Hogan.
He's just all over the field, number 24. 9th touchdown receiving this year. And this is their 8th game. Watch it again. Passari just enough time to get it off. He sees Hogan out in the flats. Watch Hogan. Once he catches it, he's got one thing on his mind. Getting to the pylon. That he does. Into the house for the touchdown. The 1-2 punch of Passari to Hogan.
Island's extra point kick is good. 3:44 remaining second quarter, an exciting one here at Wayne Hills. Ramapo takes the lead by the score of 10-7.
Welcome back to the Snapple High School Game of the Week. Ramapo leads Wayne Hills 10-7, and as driven as Wayne Hills coach Chris Olson is on the football field, he has several sanctuaries away from the gridiron. He can be seen in town driving on his motorcycle. He is an avid gardener. In fact, his assistants rib him about how meticulous he is around the garden. And when he really wants to relax, he sits in his backyard, chills out, and watches his Japanese koi fish. Unfortunately for him, he's now seen a lot of Hogan, Ragone, and Ramapo. Jimmy and Lou, let's send it back up to you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Although, Lou, I'll guarantee you one thing. There was no koi fish, mulching, leafing, motorcycle riding this week. This is Ramapo week. Chris Olson said he doesn't get much sleep this week, but really diverse, interesting guy. You see the Ramapo scoring drive, 8 plays, 72 yards. Hogan, 26-yard touchdown reception. This is our first chance we've had to see the junior, Mr. Hogan. Man, he is better than advertised so far. He has been all over the football field tonight and showing that he is a complete player.
Bobby Heilman to kick it off. It's a high End over end kick taken by Van Penen. Across the 20, gets a block, gets into the open, across the 40, and is dragged down across the 50-yard line. Ray Van Penen with a brilliant return, 46 yards.
This is a young man, Ray Van Penen. They know they got to get him some touches. Just an electric presence on the football field. Been a playmaker in these parts for many years, just a sophomore to 10th grader, and they trust him with the football on the kickoffs. And you can see him find the alley, burst it outside, and gives the offense excellent field position. Watch him do it once again. This guy just makes you miss. Just an outstanding tailback on offense when his time will come.
Here's Sico trying to get outside. Picks up a couple of yards. They'll bring up a second down. Wayne Hills in Ramapo territory by virtue of the great kickoff return. And they sit the football at the 46-yard line.
Good pursuit that time by that man, the captain, Shane Donlin, one of the four captains, the senior linebacker. And Shane turned the play outside, was able to get an assist on the tackle. So Wurzel, who came out hot.
And up the middle, big hole. And DeSico picks up the first down across the 35-yard line. Great block at the point of attack by the center, Mohammed Rustin, and the right guard, Brian Altanji.
And Lou, that is one area that Wayne Hills wants to exploit, the play of this offensive line and get DeSico loose. But you see, Pete just kind of slipped through the gaps. But this offensive line has got to get, look at the hole right here. And then he takes it to the outside, the hole opens up again. But this O-line, a veteran offensive line, all have experience.
Sico this time comes to the left side and puts his shoulder down and picks up positive yardage. Took on the tackler, Luca Ragone.
John Luca going both ways. John Luca also getting some looks at Joe Gardy and Hofstra University. So great presence on the football field, number 8.
It's second down and 7 from the 30-yard line. 2:26 clock stopped during the second quarter. Ramapo with a 10-7 lead. Nick Wurzel, senior QB, barks the signals. Kavanaugh in motion, DeSico the carry. Slides off the right side and picks up a couple, but it will bring up a third down now for the Patriots.
And that play looked like it had a lot of promise before number 7, Johnny Kleinert, came and calling it. Kleinert able to put a hat on DeSico and shut that play down. And so he picks up about 3 on the play, puts him in a third down and 4. Once again, you got to figure we are in 2-down territory here. Ball is inside the 40 at about the 38.
Out of the eye, Wurzel gives DeSico. He breaks a tackle, gets outside, inside the 10-yard line. Ramapo had the play behind the line of scrimmage, and DeSico broke the tackle.
Bring up another 18 yards for DeSico, as he has been the feature back tonight. Chris Olsen is putting it in the gut of number 20. Wow, outstanding block at the point of attack. He breaks the one tackle and then turns it upfield. 18 yards later, only a tackle from behind by Kleinert saves him from going into the end zone. So now they're deep in the red zone, ball inside the 10.
And this time Wurzel play action, going end zone, Cavallo, touchdown, Wayne Hills.
They love it here in Wayne Hills country. A couple seniors hooking up again. Second time of the night. That's touchdown number 4 in the season. And watch the senior QB 6'5". This is a perfect strike. The defender's playing the man, not the ball. And Kavanaugh takes down his nemesis. We've had a lot of nice things to say about Hogan tonight, but Hogan that time lost sight of the QB, and it cost him.
Well, the execution brilliant on that play. And Wurzel to kick the extra point. It's blocked. Nice play by Ramapo as they come in and block the extra point kick. Kevin Gallagher was the man that got in right there, number 84.
Well, you got to love that. Anytime you can keep points off the board, well, why not?
So with a minute 18 remaining, it is now 13-10. Wayne Hills on top.
So the junior Gallagher, something to get pumped up about, but and we'll take a look at the extra point once again. You see the speed around the left side. Outstanding quickness by Gallagher. But watch on the touchdown once again. And Wurzel, all kinds of time. And you see Hogan looking the other way. By the time he turns around, the ball is already in the hands of Kyle Cavanaugh. And hey, man, when you're the QB, you got to love it. Wurzel, he's been waiting for this game all season. Don't be mistaken. This is the game we think about. And from the words of their head coach, Chris Olson. Chris Olson told us this week, throw away the cliches one game at a time. We think Ramapo all year long.
And Ramapo on a kickoff return as Kleinert brings it back. 1:12 remaining in the second quarter. 13-10 the score. It's been a seesaw battle here in this first half between these two great rivals. Wayne Hills, 6 plays, 49 yards. And Cavanaugh, the 10-yard touchdown reception. The key to that play, Jim, really was the play fake, because they had run DeSico play after play, and then they faked it into DeSico's belly, and that opened it up.
Yeah, a little play action, and Wurzel doing a good job being deceptive.
Pisarius all day, lets it fly, going for Hogan, and it's incomplete. That one came out of Pisari's hand a little wobbly, and it hung up there a little bit longer than AJ would have liked.
And it gave Toby DeTolo, number 31, a chance to close on the ball. But once again, Hogan has a step. And watch AJ loads it up. And as Hogan is just trying to look it into his hands, Pisari able to make, you see the Toby able to come up and make a play on the ball. So DeTolo, good looking play right there, because Hogan had another big gainer in his grasp.
Second down and 10. Ball just across the 30-yard line with 1:04 remaining first half. Hand off to Brogno, gets outside, makes a brilliant move, then gets to the corner, and just runs over defenders, takes it out of bounds, and stops the clock with 55 seconds left.
John Luca showing his stuff once again. You know, when you work in a single back set, as John Luca Ragone does at Ramapo, you know, sometimes you got to be a tailback, sometimes you got to be a fullback and get the tough yards. And you saw John Luca right there using his moves and his quickness. A few jukes along the way. You know, move the chains for a first down. 8 carries for 32 yards so far.
First and 10 for the Raiders. Trips come to the right side this time. Sorry, low snap, penalty flag is down. He steps up, delivers, it's caught. Bill Bronander, the senior, makes the catch, but again, there's a flag down in the Ramapo backfield.
And just what Chris Olson said, they can all catch the football for Drew Gibbs. And we'll see what the penalty is, as the completion of Bronander could be in jeopardy.
It was a legal procedure against Ramapo. Penalties have hurt the Raiders here in this first half. Very uncharacteristic for them.
Oh, absolutely. And that'll be something Drew Gibbs, I'm sure, will address.
There you are, 5 penalties, 30 yards. And it's not just the yardage, it's when the penalties come. And several have wiped out some key first down gains for the Raiders offense. The first down and 15. Just 34 seconds and counting down in the first half. Sorry, going down the middle, and it's caught in traffic. Troy Helian, the tight end, makes the catch. And that's a Ramapo first down, 22 yards to the Wayne Hills 40-yard line. And Ramapo calls a timeout. They stop the clock with 23 seconds remaining.
And Drew Gibbs told us on Friday I could use this kid's size at tight end. Hillian, only with 4 catches coming in, but this is a big one right here. He looks like a tight end bringing that one in. And Hillian, huge reception right here. That'll move the chains, and Ramapo into Wayne Hill's territory. So Big Troy, 6'4", 225-pound senior, prototypical size for the tight end, presents a nice target down the middle of the field for AJ. And Passari, Lou, if you notice, this kid is on the money. He puts the ball in spots where receivers can make catches. I mean, he makes things, you don't want to say easy on his receivers, but he gives them so many opportunities to make catches. Every ball that comes off the arm of A.J. Passari seems to be right there.
Well, you are seeing two of the top quarterbacks in the Garden State here tonight. There is Passari's number, 10 of 14, 142 yards, and a touchdown. Of course, on the other side, Nick Wurzel has been spectacular as well.
And these parts in the Franklin Lakes, Wayne area, New Jersey, they know how to develop the quarterbacks. And you're not just going to hand it off and call it a day. They want you to be aggressive and throw it downfield. 1st and 10. Passari gets away from pressure. Still looking. Now steps up. He's got Hogan. He makes the catch. Touchdown, Ramapo. 40-yard touchdown strike. Well, Wayne Hills is learning fast. You cannot single cover Chris Hogan anytime, any day, but the play starts with the quarterback. Watch Passari. He's going to feel the pressure and step up in the pocket, creates a little space for himself. Now he's got the vision of the field. He spots his man Hogan with a step, lays it out perfectly. 6 points on the board for the Green Raiders. Perfect execution, the junior A.J. Passari. And the extra point kick is through with 14 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's now Ramapo 17, Wayne Hills 13. And what a first half for Chris Hogan. You can't say it enough. And we'll check this out once again. Passari out of shotgun, feels the pressure inside, steps outside, and just like great quarterbacks do, surveys the field, sees his prime time target, number 2-4, with a step. And watch Hogan with the ISO. You see Hogan with a little stop and go, turns on the jets, creates a little separation, and just lets his quarterback air it out. And that's a receiver's dream right there. As 1-on-1, he beats Nicky Romeo. What a first half. 6 receptions, 112 yards, 2 for touchdowns. And you saw Romeo on that isolated replay, Lou. He kind of did not have any confidence in the arm strength of Passari because he had good coverage, but then he kind of trailed off a little bit when Hogan got behind him, and that cost him dearly. So Heilman tees it up at the 40. Ramapo scores, and it takes them just 1:04 to do it. They take the lead, they hope, going into the locker room, but Wayne Hill's explosive, and it is picked up at the 10-yard line. And getting to the outside is Toby DeColo, and a penalty flag is thrown, 3 flags thrown at the end of that play. And it's in the area of a late hit, personal foul. So this could tack 15 on to the end of the play. Last thing you wanted to have if you're Ramapo. It turns a play in which your kickoff team covered it well. And so the ball would have been spotted at the 21-yard line. Instead, it'll go out to the 36. Now watch the end of the play. Listen, not a ferocious, vicious hit by Johnny Kleinert. But you know what the officials want you to do? They want you to show the ability to hold up a little bit once the guy goes out of bounds and don't finish off the hit on a guy. Show some restraint, And a tough call nevertheless against Kleinert, but the penalties continue to pile up against the Green Raiders. Well, just 7 seconds left, and it looks like Wayne Hills will throw it downfield. They have trick receivers to the right side. Certainly Wurzel's got the arm.
He has time, lets it fly, going deep for Romeo, and it looks like it's intercepted. Who else? It's Hogan. Fittingly, he gets up with the football in his hands as the first half expires.
He's one of these guys, little Chris Hogan, that when the ball's in the air, he feels nobody has a right to it but him. Okay? That's my ball when it's in the air, and don't even think about catching it.
Wow, what a first half of football between these two great rivals. And more action to come in the second. Fasten your seatbelts, everyone. Jimmy, you can't ask for more than that. 17-13 going into the locker room.
Yeah, Wayne Hills knew that Ramapo has big play potential. They've lived on it all year long. You hope to stop it, but that man right there, number 24, the junior Chris Hogan, was a one-man show.
All right, let's go down to Eamon Mcenaney down on the field. Eamon?
All right, Lou, I'm down here with Chris Olson, and Coach, you knew that Hogan could make big plays on that last touchdown. Do you think Romeo didn't think Passari could make that throw?
When we're leaving him open, he's not making, they're not spectacular plays, goddammit. We're just leaving him wide open, right? And we're not pressuring the quarterback. That's the problem. It's nothing wrong with our defensive backs. We got to pressure the kid. Kid can't stand back there for 6 seconds.
Offensively, you hung with him. You
We're
scored.
fine. We're doing everything we thought. I don't think they can stop us.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck in the second half. Jimmy and Lou, let's send it back up to you.
All right, Coach fired up going into the locker room. Our score at halftime, Ramapo 17, Wayne Hills 13. This is the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week. Well,
yeah, our Snapple halftime competition. It's a tie between Caleb Denegris and Jimmy Toronto. Both guys were good from 20, but from 25 and 30 they both missed. So Snapple will donate 20 cases of ice cold Snapple to each school, Ramapo and Wayne Hills.
Ramapo leads at 17-13 at the half. And let's listen to what head coach Drew Gibbs had to say to the Green Raiders in the locker room at halftime.
Hey, fellas, on the defensive side of the football, on the defensive side of the ball, okay, we can play so much better. And you guys, hey, you guys know it. It's Ramapo, Wayne Hills, the lights, the cameras, all that stuff, okay? Now, that's over now. Now it's just football. Now it's just football, okay? We got to get back to playing some Ramapo defense here, okay? We got to tackle chest on chest. We got to grab cloth. We got to run our feet. We got to run like hell to the ball, okay? I think that's the number one key for us defensively is to just get back to playing our stuff. Down, guys.
All right, Drew Gibbs talking about the Ramapo defense, which gave up 13 points in that first half and won an exciting first half of football. The Green Raiders with a 17-13 lead after scoring the late touchdown, the long pass to Chris Hogan as he took it in. Ramapo will kick off to begin the second half. They'll kick right to left on your screen, and Bobby Heilman tees it up at the 40-yard line.
And Chris Olson had some choice words for his club, I'm sure. They were a little sloppy defensively, giving up nearly 300 yards of offense to Wayne Hills. But nevertheless, Lou, only down 4 points, 24 minutes of football to go. This game is far from decided. It is still right there for the taking for both these clubs.
Toby DeTolo and Ray Van Peenan are back deep for the Patriots of Wayne Hills. Line drive kick. Van Peenan picks it up at the 5-yard line. To the 10, the 15, puts his head down, runs into a tackler across the 20 and up near the 25. And that's where Wayne Hills will put it in play. And if you're Wayne Hills coming into the second half, Jimmy, despite the disparity in passing yardage and total yardage, time of possession, and plays run, you're still very much in this game. You're only down by 4 points.
Yeah, they'll make the adjustments defensively, and it was a good first half for Nick Wurzel. You see 3 of 6 for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. Limited time on the field for this offense, but they'll just, tee it up now and go from here.
Wurzel, the senior quarterback, has twin receivers to the left side. He is straight back to throw. He fires going long for Kavanaugh, makes the catch. Went up the ladder to make the grab in Ramapo territory.
Just a tremendous two-way player is the senior Kyle Kavanaugh. 2 touchdowns in the first half for Kyle. And you've seen him on that pattern there, lock into the football. He is in perfect combination form here with Nick Worsley. You see Kavanaugh going down the left side, goes up on top of the defender, anticipates the ball arriving, and Will Smith no chance.
Handoff goes up the middle and then spinning across the 45-yard line to about the 42 or so is Pete DeSico.
Now, what both these offenses have done, they have stretched out the defenses. These defenses now are thinking they're going to look to go up top on us. They're going to look to come downfield. And in turn, that will hopefully, for their sake, as they're thinking, open up the running game inside.
Football at the 42, second down, and about 7. Hand off to Seco again, this time hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage. John Kleinert came in to make the tackle. Kleinert coming into this game with 64 tackles on the season. You know, his dad played on the 1974 Ramapo State Championship team.
Oh, yeah, you know that's got to make Papa Jack happy to see Johnny K shoot inside there, the junior, make a big tackle, show some emotion. That play looked like it had some potential, but John shut it down in a hurry. Nice play by number 7, John Kleiner.
Pickup of about a yard, 3rd down and 6 from the 41. There's a play action, now in trouble, comes back the other way, looking for Giampapa, but no chance on the play. Nick Pearson got in there quickly for Ramapo, and he messed up that play.
Yeah, it was the pressure that time that had Wurzel spinning and a little confused there. That play just had nowhere to go.
Well, we have our first punt of the night coming here in the 3rd quarter. Ray Van Peenan, averaging 34 yards per kick this season, is in there to kick it away for the Patriots. It's a high, booming kick that will bounce inside the 10 and is downed inside the 5-yard line. DeSico got down there to hop on the ball at the 5, so Ramapo will start in the shadow of their own goalpost.
Yeah, if you're Wayne Hills, you hate to see the drive stall after the big pass play to Kavanaugh on 1st down. You see Chris Olsen now talking to this offensive line. This is a veteran offensive line. All these guys have been in the trenches as juniors, either on defense or offense, and they got a lot of size, man. Stone and Lurin, you know, guys that go 270, 280. And so he's trying to get those guys on track and try and control the game through the ground attack.
A.J. Passari brings the Raiders up on 1st and 10 from the 5. Play action from the end zone. Passari just gets out of the end zone and is able to unload the ball. He was going for James Leach. That was dangerous. Passari was almost grabbed in the end zone.
Yeah, the super sophomore, Davey Ogden. And watch Ogden coming off the corner, number 89, just a 10th grader, starting on defense for Wayne Hills. And he nearly sacks him in the end zone for a safety. Ogden already with 5 sacks coming in. You see him shed the blocker. Great job by Passari to step up in once again and gets himself out of trouble. But they got high hopes because Wayne Hills for Big Dave Ogden, the sophomore.
Twin receivers to the left and hand it off. And Ragone is hit, and he will be dropped. No gain on the play. Gang tackled by that Patriot defense.
Yeah, it looked like it all started with Pete DeSico, number 20. And Gianluca Ragone, you know, he's working on the opposite end of the spectrum. This Ramapo offensive line was completely turned over. They had no experience coming in. So a little tougher for him to run the football, but look at the pursuit. Off the left side, and it is DeSico right there. Wraps him, then in comes the cavalry. Ray Van Peenan and company. So now Ramapo with a big 3rd and long. And DeSico wants to stop him here and get his offense right back on the field after the good punt pinned them deep, and Passari will take a timeout. So didn't like what he's seen, did the junior QB.
A.J. Passari calls the timeout with 9:07 remaining in 3rd. A critical play coming up, 3rd down and 10 from their own 5-yard line. If they don't pick up the 1st down, Ramapo will have to punt from their own end zone.
And it's the beauty of pinning a team deep with a good punt. Drew Gibbs now got to come up with a play here to try and move the chains, or else his defense is going to be right back on the field. And you'd have to expect Wayne Hills to have good field position. So Drew Gibbs, in his 4th year, 40 wins up against 3 losses. It's just amazing. Spent a decade with Chuck Johnson at Ridgewood High School and best of times now for Ridgewood High School, even though a loss a week ago against Hackensack, but coming off a state championship. And Drew Gibbs, 2 titles in his first 3 years. 2 for 3 as far as state titles go. That's a pretty good percentage as the state titles get set up.
Yeah, I would think so. And of course, you'll see highlights of this game and all the big games in North Jersey and the metropolitan area on the Max Preps High School Weekly, Wednesdays on MSG Network, 6 and 11 p.m. And Mike Quick, of course, will have all the great action for you coming up this week. 30-10 from the 5. That throw is Hogan up the ladder to make the catch, and he picks up a Ramapo first down. When that ball left Passari's hands, it looked like it was going to be an incomplete pass, but Hogan somehow went up in the air to make the catch.
Yeah, we spoke about Wayne Hills has got to start double teaming Hogan. They had 2 guys out there. You see Passari takes the hit and still fires a strike. But watch Hogan elevate his body and go up and get the football. That's what you got to do. It's a jump ball situation. Go up and get it. It's like a rebound in basketball. And Hogan climbs the ladder and looks it right into his hands. And this is really only through 2.5 quarters. Hogan, a whirlwind night.
That's a huge play. Gets Ramapo out of a big hole. And they try to run it up the middle, but not much there. Again, it's Luca Ragone who carries the ball.
And you mentioned, Lou, a big play gets him out of a hole, keeps the Wayne Hills offense off the field, and really just sets this whole drive in motion. And John Luca Ragone and company, it would really hurt the spirits here at Wayne Hills if they were to sustain this drive and put some points on the board after they had them down nearly a sack for a safety and then inside the 5. But the Green Raiders are on the move.
Second down. And about 7. And off to Ragone. Trying to weave his way through the defense, but only picks up about a yard.
They had just good pursuit to the football by the left side of that Wayne Hills defense. Looked like Mo Petracco, DeSico and company were in there. And Wayne Hills has not been hurt up front in this game. They have controlled John Luca Ragone and company in the ground game. They've been hurt by the pass. A.J. Passari has found some holes in the defense and took advantage of it.
Third down and about 5. Here is Hogan on an end around, but nothing doing. Ray Van Peenan read it all the way, and Nick Romeo helped out.
Yeah, Van Peenan, one of 2 sophomores starting on this defense, and they are 2 historic sophomores, only the 7th and 8th sophomores, Van Peenan and Ogden, to ever start for Wayne Hills. And Van Peenan fought off the block that time and able to come up with the tackle, and it's a big tackle, because anytime you make a tackle and bring the punt team on the field, it's a biggie.
Well, Ramapo will punt for the first time tonight. Chris Hogan kicks a line drive kick that is picked up by DeSico. Gets a block now, reverses his field and then takes a hard hit down around the 20-yard line. So Wayne Hills will put it in play there, but first a break in the action. 6:27 remaining in the third. Ramapo 17, Wayne Hills 13 on the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week. Ramapo 17, Wayne Hills 13. Hey, during the third quarter of every Snapple High School Football Game of the Week, a New York City public school football player will be recognized as the PSAL Snapple Football Student Athlete of the Week for his performance on the field and in the classroom. The 10 weekly winners will come together at the PSAL Championship game on December 4th, where one of the 10 will be awarded a $5,000 scholarship from Snapple to be used towards their college education.
And this week's winner is Garrett Lynch from Springfield Gardens High School in Queens. Talk about a guy who's diverse. He plays 5 different positions and has accumulated 170 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns. And a 14-12 loss to Campus Magnet out of Queens. But academically, this young man, Garrett Lynch, possesses an 80 average, also an experienced shot putter and wrestler. Congratulations to Garrett Lynch for being named this week's Snapple PSAL Student Athlete of the Week.
First and 10, Wayne Hills from the 21-yard line, and they run it off tackle. Not much there as Ramapo plays it extremely well. It was Van Penen who got the carry.
Yeah, Van Penen, Lou, is a guy they'd really like to uncork here into the system. Just an electric back as a sophomore. Lots of speed. We've seen him on a couple kickoff returns tonight. Find a little room. But playing catch-up, they don't know if they can have the time to establish this guy tonight.
Second down and about 9. They might have picked up a yard. There is the whip to Van Penen trying to get outside. Breaks one tackle and then spins across the 25-yard line. It'll bring up a third down for the Patriots. Now, we've seen both defenses stiffen up here in this third quarter after all the offensive fireworks in the first half.
Yeah, well, you don't have two head coaches of this stature and not expect some outstanding adjustments to be made at halftime, as they both did. Both these coaches have won state titles, have been through the grind, and know what it's like to come out and play a better second half in a football game.
3rd and 4 from the 28.
See, DeSico carries the load.
And the handoff goes up the middle. And Penen. And he twists and spins and still struggling for extra yardage and appears to have picked up a Wayne Hills first down.
Yeah, they are chomping at the bit to get this young man some touches. We mentioned just 175 pounds and a sophomore. But really, in the words of Chris Olson, he just might be the best tailback ever here before his time is done. You see good work by the offensive line on a 3rd down short. And listen, it's a play that only goes for a couple yards, but it's an important play. When it gets you a first down, it moves the chains and keeps this drive going.
And Penen again, this time he goes off the left side and picks up huge yardage. Pushes the pile across the 40-yard line.
And this is what Wayne Hills football is traditionally all about. They want to line up behind a big offensive line, push you off the ball. And Chris Olson wants to control and run the football, power football. And, you know, even in this game, even though they trail by 4 points, still plenty of time left to play that kind of football. And we mentioned the guys up front. They got a lot of size. Ian, the tight end, 230 pounds. Sammy Asner, 290 pounds. Altanji at right guard, 250.
2nd and 1. Van Penen gets outside to the corner. He's up the sidelines, cuts it back in across the 30-yard line. Another huge play for the Wayne Hills offense, and they're in Ramapo territory.
Oh, yeah, Ray's got it going now, doesn't he? You see Chris Olson, he's giving him every touch along the way. Chris Olson said he might be the best ever. You're talking about some great feature backs. James Milan, Chaz Lynn, A.J. Spicer, Torrin Williams. He said this guy's going to be the best, and moves like this. Look at the big cutback inside, and he's got Wayne Hills on the move. All the instincts they have known about him for a long time coming up in the Wayne PAL. Ray Van Penen.
Football at the 28. Van Penen again slices across the 25. All on the ground here for the Patriots, and they are putting together a nice drive after taking over at their own 21.
Yeah, all on the ground, all to Ray Van Penen. And it's just one of those football challenges. You challenge your offensive line. You say, we're going to run the football now, boys. So just lock and load. You see Van Penen, 6 carries for 50 yards, most of which on this drive. And this is a young man who has the respect of the older kids. And so Pete DeSico gets a little breather.
And a timeout taken by Wayne Hills. So the Patriots burn a timeout with 2:55 left in the third.
And why not, man? Football's a rhythm game, and right now, you know, Van Penen has a little momentum going, so you stick with him right here. And you see Chris Olson talking shop. Chris Olson, a guy who's been on the high school football scene a long time. You know, he's a guy who won a state championship in 1982 as the head coach of Bergenfield High School. And ironically enough, in 1983, Bergenfield went back to the state playoffs, and they got knocked out in the semifinals to who? Ramapo High School. So he said, man, even in 1983, I couldn't get these Green Raiders out of my shirt.
Well, more great high school football next week. A dynamic matchup between two New Jersey state powers. This could be the Catholic School Championship in the Garden State. the #1 ranked Green Knights of St. Joe's against the Crusaders of Bergen Catholic next Sunday at 8 a.m. right here on the MSG Network.
Yeah, it's the official, unofficial parochial heavyweight championship. I mean, because when you look at it, St. Joe's beat Don Bosco, and now if Bergen Catholic can beat St. Joe's, maybe they could think they reign supreme.
Second down and about 6. Van Penen finding the hole. Fumble! Football is loose. And we'll wait to see.
Oh, yeah, Sammy Asner.
See if the officials can sort it out, and they do. It is Wayne Hills football.
It's one of the intangible aspects of being an offensive lineman. The right tackle, Sam Asner. This is a kid, 6'7", 290 pounds, and he's chasing the play. Even though the ball carrier gets in front of Big Sam, chase the play down. He might have to make an extra block. And when the ball comes loose, watch who comes down. Sammy Asner is right in there. Outstanding job by Big Sam.
7 plays on this drive, all carries by this man. And Penen carries again, his 8th carry of the drive. He's across the 15-yard line and picks up a couple. It'll bring up second down.
And just a big break in the ball game of Van Penen. He owes Big Sammy one for that. And you see Chris Olsen goes right back to the sophomore after the fumble. So they are trying to add a little jolt to this offense here. This has been a good drive so far for Wayne Hills, using some clock. And now the ball inside the red zone, sitting at about the 13.
Second down and about 8. Van Penen again gets the carry, and he might have picked up a yard or so. So gets a little tougher down here to run between the tackles.
And now you see the Ramapo defense has responded on the first 2 downs. So puts him in a 3rd down and long, and now Drew Gibbs will be expecting Nick Wurzel to throw the football.
It'll be 3rd down and about 6. Football at the 11-yard line with 1:25 and counting down in the 3rd quarter. Ramapo leads at 17-13. Crowd getting into it. Wurzel, play action over the middle, touchdown, Wayne Hills. Brilliant execution. It looks like the big tight end, John Ian.
It was Big Johnny Ian. And John, 6'4", 230 pounds, has got outstanding hands. And they get it to him right here. Wurzel has thrown a couple of nice balls tonight. What an absolute strike in between the defense. And Ian with his first touchdown of the year.
And Wurzel in to kick the extra point to Seco to hold. Wayne Hills has taken the lead. Snap good. Kick is on the way. It is good. 1:06 remaining in the 3rd. Wayne Hills 20. Ramapo 17.
And you talk about number 80, they say, hey, man, this guy's a tight end in our system. He's got to be able to block. He solidified the line. But he also said, Chris Olsen, this guy's got good hands. He can catch the football. And they go to him on a big 3rd down. You watch him come off the left side of the line. And when a guy's a big target like this, you see the QB Wurzel just get it to him straight over the middle. And you think the senior's pumped up about that one. 3rd touchdown pass of the game for Nick Wurzel. And he has had a very accurate night throwing the football. And just like that now, Wayne Hills retakes the lead.
And another brilliant call by the Wayne Hills coaching staff. They pounded Ramapo, pounded him on the ground, then the play action, and then the tight end open over the middle.
Yeah, we haven't seen the tight end look from them all night. We've seen them go out to the wide receivers. There's Kyle Cavanaugh with the first 2 touchdown catches, and then they go predominantly to Van Penen, and there you see the tight end.
Kevin Gallagher and also Kleinert now with the football, and he takes it up near the 30-yard line. Actually, they'll mark it down near the 25.
So now A.J. Passari comes back out for Drew Gibbs. Try to get it going once again. Talk about a guy having a great night. He's been ultra accurate tonight. And this is a big series now for both these clubs. If you're Wayne Hills, Lou, Your team just stuck one in, you retake the lead. If you're the defense now, you want nothing more than to take them 3 and out right here. Just make a statement, make a stand, get your offense right back out on the field. And of course, Ramapo looking to regain some momentum by moving the chains.
And not much there. It was Passari who tried to run the football.
And Joe G, sorry, off the low snap, does what just you have to do. It's a fire drill from here on in. Picks up, tries to move forward. Watch Joe G with the pop right there. Wow, G and Papa.
30 seconds and counting down in the third quarter. Second down and 10 for the Green Raiders at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, just a misplay. Now you're only working with 2 downs, second down and 11.
Again, trip receivers come to the left. On the shotgun, Passari, another low snap. He's rolling out, now lets it fly, incomplete. Intended for his tight end, Troy Helian.
There's so many deep routes through these Ramapo guys run. Must be just a fun offense for these receivers to play in. As you see a man down for Ramapo, looks like number 55 from that offensive line, Grant Camarado. So Grant, junior, guard. Looks to be okay, glad to see that.
He'll run off the field under his own power. So now a 3rd and 10 coming up with 7 seconds left in the third. Snap, sorry, flips it out. Hogan makes the catch, and he cannot get away this time. Penalty flag thrown at the tail end of the play.
It's a great tackle by Toby DeTolo off the wide receiver screen.
It's a critical penalty call here, as Wayne Hills appears to have stopped Ramapo on the 3rd down play. We'll wait to see what the penalty is. No flag. So no penalty. So the Wayne Hills defense does come up big, and that should be the end of the third quarter. And indeed it is. We've played 3 quarters of football here at Wayne Hills. The score, the Patriots 20, Ramapo 17. This is the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week. Wayne Hills leading Ramapo 20-17 as we get ready for the fourth quarter. And next week, another great high school football matchup on the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week as the Green Knights of St. Joe's take on the Crusaders of Bergen Catholic, number 1 versus number 6. And I'm already pumped up about this one, Jim.
Oh, you gotta be. It's a 1:30 start at Bergen Catholic. You better get there by about 11 if you want to get a parking spot. Romans, Wolver, John Pierre, 1 versus 6. The Crusaders versus the Green Knights. Tony Carsage, the former Bergen Catholic coach, taking on Fred Stengel, the man who dominated the 90s in parochial football. What a matchup.
Ramapo will punt it away. Chris Hogan in punt formation. It's a high end-over-end kick that is taken by DePolo and spins across the 45-yard line. Wayne Hills will have good field position.
And Lou, I know when our stat man, Bill Bromberg's got his stat page and he's doing the jumping jacks up here in the booth, he's got a good stat. Ramapo with 300 yards of offense in the first half, and in that third quarter, Wayne Hills defensively held him to just 30 yards. So a big, big adjustment made there. Ramapo had 30 plays in the first half of offense and just 7 there in that third quarter. So Drew Gibbs' offense saw Wayne Hills tighten up there in that third quarter, but still 12 minutes of football to go. And don't forget, this is a 7-0 Ramapo team. They know how to win football games.
First and 10 from the 45-yard line. Out of the eye, Nick Wurzel gives to DeSico. Pete DeSico carries the ball and picks up a yard or so. Mark Sangiorgi comes up on the tackle for the Raiders. Coach Coach Olson talking to his senior quarterback.
Chris Olson, 11-10-1 in his 22 meetings with Ramapo. It's just amazing. Last 31 meetings, 16-15 Ramapo. We talk about the rivalry in our open, and that's really the foundation of this rivalry. Not one of these teams gets the better of the other. They go back and forth.
DeSico trying to get outside, dragged down, and again, it's San Giorgi who comes over to make the play.
Yeah, good speed to the outside there by Mark San Giorgi, the senior, and he would not let Slippery Pete take it outside. So he strings the play out, holds him for virtually nothing, and maybe about 4 though on the play, and brings up a 3rd and about 5. So you see the running back comparison. DeSico, 95 yards. Van Penen with 63 yards. All Van Penen's yards came on the touchdown drive that really carried the entire second half of that third quarter along.
They're down in 4 out of the eye. DeSico trying to get wide. It's a race to the corner, and he's brought down. Looks like he'll be short of first down yardage. It was Bill Bronander, the free safety, who came over to make the stop.
And that's what they want to do also at Ramapo High School. I mean, yeah, Billy Bronander is going to make the tackle on this play. But the play is really made by number 6, Shane Donlin, because he turns the play outside. And you'll see number 6 at the left side of your screen, chases him out, and then Bronander, with his speed, is able to come up and deny the corner. That's what Ramapo wants to do to you. They know they got speed to get to the corners. And you see the chaser that time was Donlin, and the terminator was Bronander.
4th down and 1. Wayne Hills will go for it at the 45-yard line.
Wow, this is a gutsy call right here.
But first, the Patriots want to talk it over. So timeout called for by Wayne Hills with 9:32 remaining in the 4th. And Coach Olson comes out to talk to his offense.
And Chris Olson now, too big of a play. This is the kind of play that decides game in this great series. A series that year in and year out is always competitive affairs with wild finishes and fantastic finishes. And you see the history since 1978. We mentioned Ramapo up 16-15. Both teams have come into this game unbeaten in many years, 92, 93, 96, 2002. And since 1996, Ramapo were a little bit of the edge. They lead it 7-5. And of course, the Green Raiders are the defending Group 3 state champs. They knocked out Wayne Hills and Chris Olson in the state semifinals a year ago. And then Drew Gibbs and company went to Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands and beat Demorest. And really a great game, an air show.
Look at Chris Olson as he heads back to the sidelines. 8 state title games, won the 2002 championship. Jim, he's coached 40 all-state players and 5 All-Americans.
Oh, yeah, just a rock of a presence. You know, he challenges offensive line here to get up and get off the ball and open it up.
4th and 1, up the middle. DeSico appears to have the first down. And he does. He squirted through. He got through that hole and picked up big yardage. I thought he was stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Lou, the key to the play was they came sprinting out of the timeout huddle, got right up to the line of scrimmage, and they pretty much just beat Ramapo up to the ball and just with a quick count, blasted off. Check it out once again from the huddle. Watch Wayne Hills here, right here. They just go right from here up to the line of scrimmage, and quickly they get to the ball. And watch how quickly the ball snaps up there. Boom, they snap it right away. And DeSico just takes it right up the gut. No cadence, no time, no nothing.
1st and 10, and DeSico again, this time hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back. This play by Angelo Riccardi, the defensive end. Also Helian in on the tackle.
And you see Pete's numbers now over 100 yards, all tough yards for Pete. Over a 6-yard average. And a Ramapo player down on the field, but a good night for Pete. And the most important 4th down carry right there, boy. 4th down from the 45-yard line. You give up the ball to your opponent, only winning by 3 points. And that's going to be a tough situation for your defense.
Ramapo player shaken up down at the 35-yard line. It'll be a second down coming up for the Patriots when they snap the ball next. This Ramapo team coming in with a record of 7-0. It's John Kleinert, we understand, number 7.
Yeah, Johnny Kleinert plays very physically. You see him middle of your screen, and all I see is the rollover. His ankles, the back of his ankle gets rolled over on the play, and that's always a tough one when a guy rolls up on you. And Kleinert, an integral part of this team as a junior. And they are working with him now, and you can tell he is in a significant amount of discomfort there. You know, these high school football players, man, they're tough as nails. They like to jump back up and tough it out. But Kleinert down, and good to see him now halfway up.
As we mentioned earlier, the Kleinert family, longtime part of this Ramapo football tradition. His dad played on the 74 championship team, and sees his son get up here and pretty much walk off the field under his own power. So that's a very, very good news.
And just amazing, too, because you saw that ankle get rolled hard on by one of the big fellows of Wayne Hill. So Kleinert walking a little gingerly, but gets a pat on the back by his head coach. And hopefully he will see some future days on the football field for this season, not only tonight, but the rest of the year for Ramapo.
So a second down and about 11. From the 38, again, the Patriots come up to the line quickly. Pasico off tackle on the left side, gets inside the 35-yard line.
And Lou, as I watch it again, it's not that Chris Olson's club gets up to the line ultra quick, but once they get there, they get set quickly and they snap the ball real quick. So they don't give you any time to kind of look at the formation and adjust. And that's something when you got a senior QB, you can instruct them to do some different things. So now Ramapo, of course, now look, they're kind of ready now for this. And you see the offensive line on the hop up the line. Right away they get set. So now, once Wurzel comes up, they're ready to snap it.
Seco off tackle again. Left side across the 30-yard line. Very similar to the drive which led to the last touchdown. They're just pounding the ball and picking up yardage.
And watch Pete once again. This is on a third down. He goes left side, following the blockers of the big boys, but good job by the defense there. Ramapo puts themselves in another fourth down situation defensively. And, you know, as a defense, you got to like your chances to stop one of these. They're making it tough on Wayne Hills here. So, of course, now Wayne Hills will go for it once again.
Fourth down and almost 2 yards to go. Full house backfield to Seco, the carry, and this time I don't think he got there.
He did not.
So Ramapo comes up with a big defensive stop.
And it looked to me a little like Nicky Pearson, the other captain, 3-5. There he is. Outside linebacker. They always give that number 35 to one of the pounders on defense. And check it out once again. They look to go right side. He fights off the block. And then the guys get them low, and Pearson finishes it off up top. But excellent pursuit off the right side of that defensive line for Ramapo.
1st and 10 for the Raiders. Trip receivers go to the left as they take over on downs. At the 30-yard line, Kisari in shotgun. Straight back to throw. Has time, steps up in the pocket, delivers over the middle, caught in traffic. And again, it's making the catch Bill Bronander, who came into this game with 15 catches on the year.
I mean, absolutely, Lou. We spent a lot of the night talking about Hogan, but they got 4 guys who can catch the football. And look at Bronander going up in traffic, finds a little soft spot in the defense. And an outstanding reception to move the chains.
First down, Ramapo at their own 42. And it's Ragone who gets outside. They fake the handoff to Hogan, and Ragone picks up another Ramapo first down. This time he's into Wayne Hills territory.
And John Luca all this passing going on in this game tonight. It hasn't been the prototypical John Luca feature night, and they kind of set up the Wayne Hills defense with this play earlier. They give him the quick draw inside, and look at John Luca navigating the field, turning it up. A little stiff arm along the way. Good positive yardage. Another first down for the Green Raiders, who are on the move inside Wayne Hills territory.
From the 45. The ball was on the ground. Passari picked it up, gave it to Ragone, who runs into the secondary. He's on the roll. Down the sidelines. He's in. Touchdown, Ramapo. 46 yards. A sensational run by the senior tailback.
I was just saying, you know, with all that passing and quiet tonight, quiet no more for John Luca Ragone. Touchdown number 13 on the year. Watch it once again. Again, the snap goes to the ground. Look at John Luca. Finds his way right, cuts it back left, feels some of the pressure, and just runs through the arm tackles to the promised land. 46 yards on this one, and Ramapo retakes the lead. What a run by the super senior, John Luca.
Bobby Heilman in to kick the extra point. Snap good, kick on the way. It is good. 6 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the fourth. What a game, a seesaw battle. Ramapo 24, Wayne Hills 20 on the Snapple Game of the Week.
Hi everybody, I'm Mike Quick. We'll get back to our Snapple Game of the Week in just 1 minute. I want to remind coaches, athletic directors, and statisticians once again to get involved with MaxPreps.com. And it's pretty simple. They've done all the work for you. All you have to do is log on, hit coach support in the upper right-hand corner. You're going to get your password, your sign-ins, the whole thing. And it takes just 10 or 15 minutes after every game. And then eventually everybody will be able to cross-check everyone in the tri-state statistically and see just where you stack up. Doesn't matter if you're a big school, small school, medium school, it doesn't matter. Hey, it's Halloween morning, and what a great game between Wayne Hills and Ramapo. Just two great programs. Let's go back out to Lou Brogno, where he's standing by on the campus of Wayne Hills High School. Lou?
All right, Mike, and what a game we have. 24-20. Ramapo back on top. That man with a terrific 46-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, the captain, John Luca, and an exciting 46-yard run, makes a quick adjustment at the line of scrimmage, cuts it back, and just throws a few tacklers aside on his way to giving his Green Raiders the lead back.
Heilman, line drive, kick Van Keenan at the 10. Makes the tackle at the 20, puts his head down, and then gets across the 25-yard line. So Wayne Hills, lots of time. 6:12 left in this fourth quarter.
You know, Mike Quick there talking about MaxPreps.com helped us out this week, because both Ramapo and Wayne Hills featured on MaxPreps.com. As you see the holding against Wayne Hills, so they'll start even deeper. But what a moment just for John Luca Ragone. Watch the snap as well. Watch John Luca make the jump. He starts left, then he cuts it back right. Now he uses the vision as a running back and starts breaking tackles. You cannot arm tackle guys like John Luca Ragone. And takes it to the house, 46 yards. And man, listen, this is where the super seniors step up. Fourth quarter, you're trailing in a football game. They know they got to make a play. And guys like John Luca Ragone take on that responsibility, and they cash in.
First and 10 after the holding penalty. Takes the ball back to the 15. Wurzel, play action, going long. Has a receiver and incomplete. Trying to make the diving catch was Nick Romeo. Romeo has been a favorite target of Wurzel this year. 19 catches coming into this game.
Man, Wurzel showing off that arm strength. Never give up on a pattern if you're a receiver with a guy like Nick Wurzel. Only problem with that pattern, Lou, is defending it was Chris Hogan. And Hogan, he can set his sights on a deep ball and make a play on it any day of the week. So he's a tough guy to throw against.
It'll be second down and 10. Penalty flag thrown. Wurzel looking. Now he's going to run. Takes it right up the middle and picks up enough yardage for the first down. But again, there's a flag down on the play.
it's going to be motion against Wayne Hill, some confusion along the left side of the line between the tight end and the wide receiver. Well, still a good job by Wurzel to turn it up.
You're the coach right now.
Because now Ramapo will have to accept the penalty.
So the Raiders see the officials march it back.
Five-yard penalty from the line.
It'll be 2nd and 15. The ball is all the way back to the 10-yard line.
Chris Olsen, always a special relationship with his quarterbacks. Of course, his son Christian Olsen, a 4-year starter here at Wayne Hills, led them to many great days on the football field. Now at Virginia, his son Greg Olsen, one of the great tight ends New Jersey's ever had, now starting at the University of Miami.
On a 2nd down and 15. Wurzel delivers, incomplete. That one almost picked, looking for Kavanaugh, but played brilliantly by Jack Botts.
And you said brilliantly, and that is brilliantly, Lou, because Jackie Botts makes the right play, does the junior. He just knocks the ball down, and another penalty. This time it's going against Ramapo, holding on the defense. Oh, this is a killer. Automatic first down, I believe.
Especially after Botts made the terrific defensive play. You're right, Jim. Not only does this get Wayne Hills a couple of yards, but
Defense, 10 yards. Repeat 2nd down.
Not an automatic first down, but shortens things up dramatically. Now a 2nd down and about 6.
So they move the ball up close to the 20-yard line. Look at the penalties. Ramapo has hurt themselves tonight. 7 penalties, 50 yards.
Most of those coming, though, in the first half, so they have cleaned it up, but that one did give Wayne Hills a shorter scenario here to get this first down.
Trying to get outside to Seco. He's not going to get there. Nick Pearson comes up with another big defensive play.
Yeah, Slick Nick, he's pumped up, too. Wearing that number 35, guys like Blake Costanzo, 2001, now the leading tackler at Lafayette. Kyle Tinsley on the team a year ago, state championship team, now a freshman at Holy Cross. They also wore the number 35, as Nick Pearson does now. And as you see, Nick Wurzel over talking to his head coach.
Wayne Hills is going to take a timeout. 5:02 remaining in this 3rd quarter. And that should be their last timeout, I believe. They don't have any more timeouts left. Let's go down to Eamon Mcenaney.
All right, Lou, Nick Wurzel and the Wayne Hills offense have been in this situation before. They were trailing Old Tappan a week after they lost to Demarest. They were in jeopardy of losing 2 games in a row, but Wurzel led them on a 60-yard drive. He hooked up with Nick Romeo on a 10-yard pass to lead the Patriots to victory. As I said, he's in a similar situation. Coach Olsen said that was clearly his defining moment under pressure. He came through then. Jimmy and Lou, I think tonight's a little bit tougher challenge now on 3rd and long and against Ramapo.
Yeah, that was the moment, as you said, Eamon, for Wurzel. Now, on that drive against Old Tappan, hit 4 or 5 different receivers in the drive. And Wurzel has progressed. He's starting to enjoy playing the position of the quarterback. As we know, in the game of football, the quarterback position is the most scrutinized position in all of sports, really, not only football. So it takes a while. It's an adjustment process. And Wurzel now faced with a bit of a challenge. We'll see how he responds.
One of the many banners here tonight. Great school spirit by both schools. Huge crowd on both sides of the field. One of the most intense and well-played rivalries in New Jersey. But a big play here, 3rd and 7. Wurzel's in trouble, and he just throws it away. And again, it was the defense by Nick Pearson who came in on Wurzel. Pearson all of a sudden taking over the game defensively.
Yeah, Nick, he's been a little quiet in the first half, but 3-5 coming alive here in crunch time. And a big play there for Chris Olsen's company not to complete. But watch number 35 coming on a stunt. He runs right through Giampapa and able to get to the QB, and Wurzel just trying to lay it out there, but he felt the contact.
Van Peenan to kick it away. Gallagher's back deep for Ramapo. The Raiders figure to get good field position here. That's a good kick. Actually, it's Hogan who is back deep. He takes the return and takes it out of bounds near the Wayne Hills 40-yard line.
Well, it's that time of year, Lou. You know this Wednesday night at 6 and 11, I'll be rock solid on the couch, ready for Max Preps High School Weekly. Mike Quick, Gene Golda, directed masterfully by Jackie Lyons. You see the times. You cannot miss this. If you're at practice at 6 p.m., well, you know you got to be there for 11, 25, 30, 35 highlights. It's crunch time. Some of the playoffs are starting around the tri-state. Mike Quick will give you a look at some of the prime time players trying to bring home championships to their respective schools.
It is 1st and 10, Ramapo at the 40-yard line. And off to Ragone, gets outside, he's up the sideline, again running over defenders, and picks up big yardage.
And it's just amazing, Lou. You know, not many touches for John Luca tonight. They threw the ball in the first half for 300 yards, but all of a sudden, what is a better football scenario for Ramapo than to have a lead, 5 minutes left, and go to number 8, man, the baby bull, John Luca Ragone. He could start moving the chains. He could keep the clock rolling. He could keep the ball in possession of the Green Raiders. He's fresh and ready to go. 14 carries only tonight for 114 yards and a touchdown, and this guy is ready to rock.
1st and 10. From the 24, Ragone again gets outside. Penalty flag thrown this time as Nick Romeo made the tackle, but this could be a hold on the outside. Ramapo walking back as if they know it's against them.
As it is a holding.
So that will help out Wayne Hills here. Takes the ball back to about the 30-yard line.
It's 4.5 minutes.
Maybe even further back. Official still stepping it off. It'll be first down.
I heard. Oh, did you go to your game?
At the 30-yard line. 1st and 17. Off tackle, nothing fancy here, just right up the middle. It was the fullback, Angelo Riccardi, who had a big run in the first half.
Yeah, you know, Ramapo thinking maybe Wayne Hills is keying on John Luca Ragone, so they go up top, up the middle to Angelo. So big time right now for the Wayne Hills defense. Wayne Hills defense somebody needs to step up here and make a play. You can't yield anything here. Can't let them put any points on the board. Remember, Chris Olson's working with no timeouts. He can't let Ramapo take this last 2-3 minutes with him and get the ball back with 50 seconds and have to go 70 yards. He needs to stop this drive right here in these next 2 plays.
2nd down and about 15. Hogan goes in motion. They hand it to Ragone. He's hitting at the line of scrimmage and dropped. So we'll bring up a 3rd down for the Green Raiders. On the tackle, Mo Petracco.
Big Mo. Never mess with a man named Mo, they say in my neighborhood, Lou. And Big Mo, an outstanding play right there. Petracco, 6'2", 250, stopped the play cold, but it all points to this. We're coming up on 3 minutes to go in the game, 3rd and long, and the Green Raiders are throwing it.
Twin receivers to the right.
Who's got 24, right, Lou? That's what you got to know.
Vasari back to throw, no chance. Blitzing on the play, Pete DeSico. He got there first. Giampapa also in on the play. A huge defensive stop for the Patriots.
Yeah. And DeSico, most importantly, he never let A.J. Passari survey the field. Never let him. See him coming on the blitz from the left side, and Passari just never has a chance right there. So Ramapo has to punt. Take a look once again. You see Passari trying to load up. but nothing but maroon in his peripheral vision.
Hogan in to punt it away. Back deep.
That man
Wayne
again.
Hills, yep. It's DeSico. And also Toby Dotolo. Penalty flag thrown. Well, the officials have not made any kind of indication as to what the penalty is. They're talking it over. The clock is down to 2:06. Yeah, there's officials still talking it over. Drew Gibbs wants to know what's going on.
Yeah, everybody's worried about the clock here at Wayne Hills. They're yelling at me and Lou. They think we're running the clock.
We're not running the clock. Delay of game. Finally, the call is made. Delay of game against Ramapo.
So they sorted it out. So Drew Gibbs will see his defense have to make one last stand here. And if you're Wayne Hills, you'd love to see DeSico get his hands on the football here off the punt and put a good return.
It'll be 4th and 31 as you see DeSico back at the 10-yard line.
This guy's got a lot of big plays in his repertoire. He's a senior. Done an outstanding job for Chris Olson's crew. And Drew Gibbs just looking for an explanation now.
And by the look on his face, doesn't look like he likes that explanation. Wayne Hills, remember, has no timeouts left when they do get the ball back. They'll have about 2 minutes to work with. They trail by 4, so they need a touchdown.
Yeah, both these coaches focused. I mean, Chris Olson on the other sideline talking to him this week. Me and Eamon Mcenaney had a chance to visit with him. He said, you know what, boys, this game, this Ramapo game, this is how we're measured. You know, forget about the cliche. You go one game at a time. From the moment we break camp, I know myself, I know Coach Gibbs, we're thinking about each other. We're thinking about Ramapo, Wayne Hills. So Drew Gibbs now gets his point across, and we're ready for a punt.
So we'll try it again on 4th and 31.
Now what they're trying to do, Lou, not to cut you off, is sort out the clock.
And I think they're trying to get it up to 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Well, you know the hometown crowd, they're asking for every second they can at this point in time because we can't say it enough. 2:06, they're trying to get it to 2:15. Wayne Hills with no timeouts left in the ball game. So the clock will be running once their offense is on the field.
Now the officials are talking to Coach Olson, explaining it to him. So they're still talking it over.
Chris Olson.
It's a long sequence.
And we mentioned earlier Chris Olson's son Greg out at the University of Miami. Turned on the TV 2 weeks ago. Miami against Louisville. Who's the guy to score the first touchdown of the game for the Hurricanes? Was Greg Olson. And guess who was there? Chris Olson was there. Lou, he boards a plane, flies down to Miami, watches the Miami game, goes out for a steak dinner with his son Greg Olson at midnight in Miami. Okay, listen, this is a great story. Okay. Gets back to his hotel room at 2 o'clock in the morning, checks into the hotel, pays his $175 for the room, and then has to wake up at 4:45 to catch a flight back because it's school time in Wayne Hills the next day. They were playing on a Thursday night. Just an 18-hour whirlwind trip to watch his son play football at the University of Miami. But that's what being a father and a coach is all about.
So they want to bring the time back to 2:15, but they can't put it back on the clock for some reason up here, so they're going to keep the time on the field. So obviously that clock will not be official there that you see. It says 2:06.
Well, what they'll do is they'll, once plays start, they'll hold the clock up here, until it gets down to 2:06, and then they'll roll. They, for whatever reason here, they can't add time onto the clock, but I'm sure the fans here will just be happy to play a little football again. We've had sort of a little frozen delay here in this game. And Pete DeSico's had a chance now to just kind of hang out down there, wait for this punt. Let's see if Pete can get his hands on it.
Hogan's kick. It's a high booming kick heading towards the end zone, and it's going to be downed at about the 1 yard line. Beautifully done by the Ramapo special team play. Down at the 1, and so Wayne Hills will have to go the length of the field with about 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this one.
Well, this is what dreams are made of, 99 yards. As you take a look at the quarterback numbers tonight, Wurzel with only 10 attempts for 125 yards, 3 touchdowns. A.J. Passari, 14-20. Both guys rock solid. A.J. 212 and 2 touchdowns. But A.J., threw for over 200 in the first half. So Wayne Hills, great adjustments in the second half. But it all doesn't matter now. 99 yards between Wayne Hills and a victory, and 2 minutes left.
We're told that 2:06 is the official time. 2:06 left in this one. Wurzel going down the sidelines, and it's incomplete. Intended for Romeo, and he was double coverage offered by Mark Sangiorgi. Some of the Wayne Hills fans wanted interference, but looked like pretty clean play to me there.
And they always want interference when there's contact. And Wurzel lays it out and tries to let his receiver go make a play.
It was close. They might have had a beat.
Romeo also brought some of the contact to the D-back there. But what a punt. A moment ago, the punt by Chris Hogan. Hogan did just what you need to do, Louis. Bounced it at the 5, and it rolled up to the 1.
2nd and 10 from the 1. Wurzel back to throw from the end zone. Flips it over the middle to Ein, his big tight end. That's a first down. That'll stop the clock as they move the chains.
Well-designed play right there. You take your shot on first down, but then you get back to the issue at hand, and that's moving the ball downfield, get a first down, like you said, stops the clock, but now you got to be in and out of the huddle. If you're Wurzel right now, you got to be sprinting to the huddle, because once the ball is set, the clock is rolling now. And we're under 1:40 to go.
1:35 and counting down. You almost want to call two plays at the line of scrimmage. Here's a flip to DeSico, coming back to the quarterback, Wurzel. Incomplete. Hard hit again by Nick Pearson.
They're better off that was incomplete right there. That'll stop the clock. That play had nowhere to go if he catches it. And now Wurzel can go to the sidelines and talk to coach. It's the quarterback throwback off the option pitch, and you see turning it back, looking for his big 6'5" target is DeSico, and throws a jump ball. But as you mentioned, coming in there, we're making another fourth quarter hit. Is Nicky Pearson. Pearson sees it all the way.
2nd down, 10. Wurzel straight back to throw. Now delivers, and it's caught. Ball, I think, came loose. Is that a fumble? What's the call? Nope, they just call completed pass. No fumble. Clock stops momentarily with 1:20 left, and now the Patriots come right up to the line of scrimmage in a hurry-up offense.
Another first down, while still deep in their own territory at the 25.
Wurzel back to throw, delivers outside, caught. Kavanaugh up the sidelines, makes a nice move, and gets out of bounds. He steps out at about the 45-yard line. 1:07 left on the clock.
Heady play by the senior, Kyle Kavanaugh. Already 2 touchdowns on the night. Knows just what he's got to do. Once he makes the reception, he knows he's got to tear up as much yardage as he can, but at the same time, eventually he's got to get out of bounds. That's just what he does. He moves the ball up across the 45-yard line, up to about the 45-yard line, and stops the clock. And they still have a little over a minute to play with.
They have moved from their own 1 to the 45. 1st and 10 out of the I. Wurzel back to throw. This one is going to be overthrown and nearly intercepted. Incomplete is the call. And Wurzel fortunate on that one. That one could have been picked off. Bill Bronander had a good shot at it.
Well, the essence of the pass rush, as we always say, make the QB throw before he wants to. And Ramapo put good pressure on the 6'5 QB right there. And Chris Olsen, Senior, have to lay it out a little early. And the receiver just wasn't there yet. So Ramapo, a blitzing team, they like to put some heat on you. And you know they're going to do that here, so that none of these receivers can get deep.
Second down and 10 near the 45-yard line. Wurzel back to throw. Has time, delivers, incomplete. Intended for Van Peenan over the middle.
Almost a nice catch there by Ray, a little behind him on the toss from Wurzel. And watch it once again. Wayne Hills does a good job. They pick up the blitz as Ramapo was coming from the corners. And Wurzel's got time to stand in there, delivers it a little behind. And Van Peenan can just not hang on.
Third down and 10.
Obviously 2 down territory now, Lou. No matter where they are on the field, they'll have 2 cracks at it. But with no timeouts, they are up against it.
55 seconds left. Wurzel back to throw. Delivers, caught. Kavanaugh drags some tacklers with him and picks up the first down. A huge play by Kavanaugh.
Now if you're Wayne Hills, hustle up to the ball and spike it before they even have it. Once they set the ball and roll the clock.
And he spikes it to stop the clock with 47 seconds left.
You see, the call was to spike it, but really Wayne Hills got up there quick enough that they hadn't even rolled the clock yet. You might as well roll a play at that point in time.
So the clock is stopped with 47 seconds left. Wayne Hills has moved from their own 1-yard line to the Ramapo 43.
And right now, if you're Wayne Hills, Lou, you got to start thinking a little vertical with 47 seconds left. Because if you complete another one of these underneath passes, you're going to lose a lot of clock here as you go along. You got to get down there in the striking zone.
And the Wayne Hills fans and Ramapo fans on their feet. Here's a flip, comes out to Romeo, trying to get outside. He does. He stops the clock. Pick up of about 5 or so. 41 seconds left.
And see, that's where the spike on first down hurts you, because now quickly you run one play and now it's third down. So now it's only the clock not on your side, but your downs. You don't want to leave yourself one chance here by not getting the first down here.
Remember the missed extra point earlier, looming large now. As Wayne Hills needs a touchdown, a field goal does them no good. Wurzel flips it outside, wide open, and trying to get out of bounds, and doing so. That is Colin Wiseman. That's his first catch of the night. First time we've called his name tonight.
And Colin just running a nice, precise route here. And he finds himself wide open, and he also makes a heady play, picks up as much yards as he can, and then takes the ball out of bounds. And Colin Wiseman, a senior, 165 pounds, makes a play. And now here you go, Lou. You got a chance to start taking some shots at the end zone. You got a fresh set of downs and 30 seconds left.
From the 25, Wurzel's pass is incomplete. Stops the clock with 29 seconds left. It'll be second down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Wayne Hills trying to pull one out of the fire. They trail 24-20, and the Ramapo defense trying to hang on. Remember, Wayne Hills doing this without the virtue of any timeouts remaining. They used their 3 timeouts in the second half earlier on.
You got to think at some point they're going to take a shot at number 19, Nick Romeo. He's their leading receiver. Cavallo with 2 touchdowns on the night.
Out of the eye, Wurzel, pump fake, going deep for Kavanaugh. He cannot make the catch. It was just deflected. Looked like it was going to get to him, but Ramapo made a nice play defensively.
And watch it once again. I think it's Jackie Botts. Once again, the pump fake. Does a nice job, and now he lays it out. And watch Jackie Botts just go up backpedaling. Just gets a piece of the ball. and saves the day right there. Check it out once again. Oh, that close for Kyle Cavanaugh. And now it brings up another third down.
22 seconds on the clock. Wurzel comes in with the play call.
What a football game, Lou. Back and forth they've gone, and it really comes down to a couple of plays here.
Wurzel looking to throw. Now lets it fly. It's intercepted. As Wurzel was going down. No, they say incomplete.
He dropped it. So he'll have one more life.
That one nearly picked off.
Drew Gibbs knows those are the kind of omens you don't like. An interception in the guy's hands. He can't hang on. And Wurzel feels the pressure, just a desperation pass. And you can see, oh man, right in the hands of Billy Bronander. But one down to protect now for the Ramapo defense. And for Nick Wurzel, the 6'5 senior. Never beat Ramapo as a junior. Here in his senior year, could be his last chance, down to one play.
Fourth down. Wurzel looks to throw. He fires. It is incomplete. Trying to go deep inside the 5-yard line. Outstanding defensive play by that man, Chris Hogan.
And with Hogan on the defense, they try to go to their guy, Nick Romeo, but he was matched up one-on-one. Great coverage. And what a night for Chris Hogan. He presented his will all over this football game. And really just an imposing figure for Wayne Hills to deal with tonight. Check it out once again. And credit Wurzel, man. He loads up and throws a rocket over the middle here. And you can see Hogan with great coverage. And it just was not meant to be for Romeo and the boys. And all Ramapo has to do is take a knee. And this one is over.
What a game. A great win for Ramapo as they come into Wayne Hills and win it by the score of 24-20. And what a game for that young man on both sides of the football as he makes the big defensive play to seal it.
Well, Lou, for the last 3 years, this first game has only been the appetizer for the state playoff game when they'll see each other again. You don't expect anything different this year. A great effort by Ramapo on the road, and for Wayne Hills, you just say to yourself, hopefully we'll see him again and get another crack.
We'll be back with more in just a few moments. The final score, Ramapo 24, Wayne Hills 20. This is the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week. The big crowd filing out as Ramapo has just defeated Wayne Hills by the score of 24-20. And Eamon Mcenaney is standing by with our player of the game. Eamon?
All right, Lou, around here they say legacies and reputations are made in the Ramapo-Wayne Hills game, and tonight they'll be talking about Hogan's heroics as Chris Hogan gets the MVP plaque. Chris, congratulations. Talk about the last play. You broke it up in the end zone. Was that the longest 2 minutes and 6 seconds of your life?
It was the longest. This was the greatest football game of my life. That was the longest 2 minutes ever. Wayne Hills was a great team. Nick Wurzel was a great quarterback. But in the end, our defense, we just stepped up.
Your breakout party last year in the state title game against Demorest, you had 4 catches for over 100 yards. What's more important, playing well in the state title game or playing well here against Wayne Hills?
Playing right here against Wayne Hills. To beat them on their home field, to win the league championship. For our seniors, this is the last time they're ever going to play on this field. This is unbelievable.
In the first half, you had two touchdowns. What were the key to those touchdowns? Just keep running because your quarterback had a lot of time on him.
The line did a great job giving AJ a lot of time back there. He put the ball up there and he made plays, and I went up and got it. I beat my guy every single time. He just put it out there for me to catch the ball.
You get the feeling you'll be seeing these guys again?
Yes, I definitely think we're going to see them again.
All right, we didn't even get to talk about his punt that put Wayne Hills down at the 1. Chris Hogan, our player of the game. Jimmy and Lou, this might not even be his best sport. Last year as a sophomore, second team All-County in lacrosse. Let's go back up to you guys.
Oh, wow. Watch out in the spring, right?
Yeah, that's scary. You heard them mention about the punt right there, and that was really big because we saw Wayne Hills there. pinned at the 1-yard line. They got 75 yards on that final drive, just couldn't finish it off, and they'll think about the 17 points they give up in the first half. Only one touchdown in the second half did Wayne Hills give up. Too many big plays in the first half. And in the second half, when Ramapo needed it, after all the big passing in the first half, they went to the franchise, John Luca Ragone.
A terrific high school football game. Once again, our final score is Ramapo 24, Wayne Hills 20. Join us again next week for a Garden State battle. Bergen Catholic meets St. Joe's in an epic battle on the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week. Tune in to MSG Network on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. to catch all the action. Everything you want or need to know about the Tri-State high school scene is covered by our man Mike Quick. Watch Max Prep's High School Weekly this and every Wednesday at 6 and 11 p.m. to get caught up on the high school sports scene. Well, thanks for watching the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week on MSG. For Eamon Mcenaney and Jimmy Cavallo, I'm Lou Brogno. See you next week.